Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors, we are brought to you by Stormfront Leather. Maybe you're in the market for a wallet, whether it's a bifold, trifold, credit card style, or a money clip. You're looking for a belt, a handbag, a tote bag, whatever you're looking for, reach out to Stormfront Leather. Everything they make starts with a genuine leather blank, and from there it's just good hand craftsmanship. It's cut, stitched, formed, and finished by hand with meticulous, and I do mean meticulous, attention to detail. So the end result is a high-quality product that's going to last you a very long time. You can check them out on Instagram at Stormfront Leather and send them a message there, or you can send an email to stormfrontleather@gmail.com. If you do order something or reach out to them and you wouldn't mind mentioning that you heard about it on Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors, we would greatly appreciate it. Just to let them know that we're getting the word out. And if you do that, they will take 10% off your order as well. No pressure to do that. Certainly no hard feelings if you don't want to do that, no problem. But the option is there if you want. Save some money and get the word out about Stormfront Leather. And thank you to Stormfront Leather for sponsoring the Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors podcast.
Grew up in the sticks, learned to hunt and fish. I fell in love with it along about 5 or 6. My old man taught me to shoot a gun. Granddaddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors. I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here.
Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors, Lars Anderson and Dave Hallinan. We're joined in the studio by Andy and Nevyn Hengel. Gentlemen, thanks for making the trip up to join us.
You bet.
We're going to talk about trap shooting. There's a very specific reason I wanted to have you guys on, and that reason is found on page 5 of the July 24th edition of the Outdoor News newspaper. Did you guys get a copy of this?
We do.
You do?
I
Okay.
don't even have one of that.
Do you want it? You can take this copy home if you want.
one.
You should have a copy of it.
I'll take one.
Yeah, sweet. Take this home with you. Here's the headline that caught my eye, okay? Calm under fire. Hengel claims national clay crown. Nevyn, you're a national champion
Yes, I
in
am.
trap shooting.
That's freaking awesome.
How does that feel?
Pretty good. Better than last year, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I do want to talk about that. So one thing I like to do when we're starting a show is, if it's applicable, is to play a silly game or do some trivia or something. So I've got some trap shooting trivia here that you three can work together on.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong answers. It's just, well, there are
wrong answers.
yeah, there are wrong answers. It's just for fun is what I'm saying. Trap shooting trivia question number 1. How much does a standard clay pigeon weigh on average? American clay pigeon.
Oh boy, that's tough.
5 ounces.
Okay.
I'm gonna go less. So I'm gonna say 2.5.
Okay. You got a guess, Andy? Or
I'm gonna go right at 4 and a quarter pounder.
Well, yeah, you're the winner because it's 3.5 to 3.7 ounces.
Ooh, that was
Roughly,
close.
yeah.
That was close.
Which is actually a little lighter than I was initially thinking. But
Okay.
what's the diameter of a standard American clay? I say American because I didn't know there were different sizes for like American and international or something. So what's the diameter of an American clay pigeon?
4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay him with 4.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close. 4 1/4.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 1/4 inches. The Olympic or international one is like 4.33. So not that much bigger, but bigger for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know. What are they made of primarily?
I'm gonna guess clay.
Okay. I mean, clay pigeons. So
I mean, it's a wild guess, but
I don't know. Rock.
It's,
I don't know.
it's not clay.
It's
I'll
not
tell you
clay.
no.
dang it.
It's about 2/3 limestone. Yep, pulverized lime. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have put your guess in.
I was waiting to see these guys would chime in. I want the brainiacs
We'll
to go
give you
at
the
it.
point. We'll give you the point. It's 2/3 limestone and about 1/3 petroleum pitch.
Okay.
It's kind of like a
Never heard of that
rubbery.
before.
I hadn't either. It's kind of like a tarry, rubbery type. I was watching a YouTube video on how it's made type of deal, you know. And it shows them, you put the powder, the crushed limestone in and then add the pitch. And then there's a machine that stamps it and it comes out on a conveyor. And the guy took one off and he squeezed it and it just kind of like folded. Didn't shatter, it just like kind of bent.
Yeah, hadn't hardened up.
Yeah, so then it has to go through a process where it gets hardened and painted and all that stuff.
Like through a kiln or something.
Yeah, exactly. But the limestone makes sense, right? I mean, you want something that's gonna break when you shoot it, and that's fairly brittle on its own. It's lightweight and stuff. So, yeah. So limestone and petroleum pitch is what they're made of. What is the average speed of a clay pigeon as it leaves the trap house?
30 miles an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. Oh, dang it, you know you got that. 28. 28.
Do you know this one?
It depends on the discipline.
It does.
Well,
depend.
I'm sure
It does depend.
I mean,
I think
trap.
like 42.
Nailed it. Yeah, trap house is around 42 miles an hour. And I'm glad you mentioned disciplines too, because I don't. Again, I told you guys this pre-show. I know nothing about trap shooting, but there's trap, there's skeet, there's sporting clays, and there was something else I came across too. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those other things, but I was like, I mean, I'd heard of skeet and sporting, but I had no idea how different they were, So, so based on that, how far does a clay travel on average if it's not broken first before it hits the ground? You could do the math. That's silly.
70 yards.
30 yards.
30 only?
You're probably going to be in the 50 to 60 range.
Oh.
According to what I saw, 49 to 51-ish yards.
Depending on the
there.
wind.
Yeah, wind. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of other factors.
It probably could depend a little bit on the setup too, because it's only the trap house in relation to your feet. And I think what's beyond is kind of irrelevant. Isn't it?
Yeah, the background will change depending if you're on a flat area or you may have trees or the other disciplines. You're more in the, when we get into that conversation, in the woods.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you may only have 20 yards of free area before it's gone. So it kind of varies.
Right, yep. About how many clay pigeons are used in the U.S. each year? If anybody knows this, I'll be impressed.
Boy, that's a tough one.
I'll tell you, there's no like clear defined answer, but
It's a range.
Yeah, this was the range that I kept coming across.
20 million.
Okay.
I'll go 30 million.
Okay.
Well, Alex, I'll take 60.
You are all well shy.
Okay.
If what I found is correct, and I didn't research I looked I looked it up, saw an answer, and that's what I went with. 500 to 600 million.
Wow.
We suck at guessing.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a huge number. Like $500 million. Like,
Well, some of these tournaments, I mean, the college tournaments and some of these, I think they were saying they throw upwards of several million just at some of these tournaments for a
Right.
weekend thing. You know, we're talking semi-loads of clay targets and semi-loads of shells.
Yeah.
It's insane. And those are just one of many.
wild. Yeah, and that's one, right? Yeah.
One.
Yeah. So that 500 to 600 million number might be
It's
pretty
probably
close.
spot
I
on,
don't
yeah.
know. So Minnesota high school trap started with 3 teams and about 30 kids in 2008. How many high school teams are there now, approximately?
60.
No, you took my hand. But 65.
There's going to be over 100. Well over 100.
120.
It's going to be over.
120.
It's going to be over 3 times over 100.
I made my guess. I'm sticking with
That's
it.
true. You
Yeah, you're
stuck
well
with
over
it. Yeah. It's 350 teams.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which is sweet. I
I know up at,
too.
yeah, like Alexandria, it's a couple-day state tournament.
9
Yeah.
days.
It's 9?
Yeah.
9-day tournament.
Oh, wow. I was way out. I thought it was just a couple days up there.
Yeah, it's more than that. They had,
Okay.
I think it's kind of as it's grown,
Yeah.
you know, the days keep adding, but I know we're on the second of the last day and we're conference 9 or 8 or 9. I keep forgetting at that point. So, and there's every day it's full of that. So those are 20, 30 teams that are there that. Now times it by kids, parents, and everything else.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big, how many, they have like 30 trap houses or they have quite a few, 20? I don't know.
35.
It's a big
Alexandria.
line. Big line.
Yeah, I'm going to guess like an even 40.
Okay.
I'd say it's probably right around there that are active and not.
Yeah.
Have you been there? How do you know this?
Yeah. Oscar shoots up there.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He's in trap?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Should have had him on too.
Yeah.
Should have had a shoot off. Nevyn and Oscar. Last question I have: how many states have some sort of school sponsored shooting sport, whether it's trap or skeet or sporting clays or something like that? Out of the 50 United States. And again, I didn't look these up. This is just
46.
That's probably pretty good. I'll say 43.
Put me right in between them.
Dave's gonna win that. It's 42, according to what I saw. So there you go. There's some trap shooting trivia. Now you know. So Nevyn, you took second at this year's state tournament.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed in yourself for taking second?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of where I was going. I don't want to sound like I'm putting you down or anything, because you can shoot better with your eyes closed than I could regular. What happened?
I don't know.
How many times did you miss?
People say that all the time. What happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just missed it. Just missed.
How many misses?
Just one.
One miss and you took second place.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Yeah.
That's incredible. Yep. One miss.
One miss in the first 50. That's where that puts you right there, and then second spot. But I wanted the first for 100.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, they were tied at first. So
which clay did you miss? Which was it?
You got to be second box. I think maybe third position or third rotation.
Okay.
One of those 5 there.
Which way did it fly, or what did it?
Probably right or
okay.
Most likely middle. Most likely.
I'd say, do you have a weak spot? I mean, you don't have many because you're a national champion in trap shooting. But if there's one,
definitely the weak spot's like a left, more like a left middle ish, right in between there.
One that's like if you're shooting this way, one that's flying straight out left here, or like coming across from that way, or what do you mean?
So if I'm sitting like post 2 and there's a left and it's like a middle left, just kind of lobbed out there, and that's the one I'll probably miss.
Lobbed out from mostly going straight away.
Yeah, mostly going straight away, but it's not going fast away.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the ones I most likely miss.
Okay. Yeah. Again, you can't have many weak spots, but everyone in every sport has their thing that they're not, that's their weakness for whatever reason, right? I mean,
right. If you ask most people too, like, what's the hardest clay to shoot?
Maybe that's the way to phrase it.
To phrase it so they understand it. You're going to ask, I say most trap shooters, or have that discipline on there and say, what's the toughest bird? They're going to say the very middle of it and that floater that's nice out. Because you got the hard rights and lefts and you're kind of keying in on moving that. And it's always that nice little lob right over you shoot right over the top.
Just
it's too easy.
Sure.
And it's like that one. It's like
a chip shot.
That's why you see the kids and the adults, they look at it and they're just the shoulder strength. You're like, that was the easiest one of the whole day, but I overthought it and went right over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I still can't get over one miss and you're relegated to second place, which is still very, very impressive. There. Don't get me wrong, but
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And the kid who took first place as well on it, they both had a 99. So they deviate the scores by the reverse run. So how many you have in a row?
Can you explain that? I came across that, and I understand what it is, but can you explain a reverse run?
So the reverse run would be how many targets that you hit in a row. So where your miss took place on there. So we always have the saying, if you're going to miss early. So if you're going to shoot 99 out of 100, you'd really like to miss the first bird.
The first one.
Yeah. That way you got 99 in a row. Yeah. So the gentleman before him, he had 95, so he missed his first station and then ran the rest of them.
Okay.
So that's kind of the frustrating one, that if you miss the first one and then have the rest, you're like, what if I could just get that one back on there? And he's been there. A lot of kids, when they get to that point, that's where it hurts. You just don't want to miss the last one when you're right there in the butterflies. That's the toughest one where you have it. And he's been there multiple times to get to where he's at.
Is that the fairest way to do a tie break in trap shooting? You think so?
Not fairest way.
I mean, I don't know how else you could do it.
Fairest way would be shooting it off.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Why don't they do that?
People don't want to pay for the shells, and people like Minnesota, they don't provide the shells to shoot off.
I was going to ask you, so it's a school, you shoot for Sibley East, or you graduated now. Yeah. So you shot for Sibley East. That's a school-sponsored activity?
It's a club sport. So it's recognized by the school, like a lot of schools are.
Yeah.
But trap shooting is, or I should say shooting sports in general, depending on what they do, They're going to be a club sport, so they're recognized by the school.
Okay.
Carry the school name, maybe finances too. The way they use that because they're not a separate entity on there.
Sure.
Kind of like bowling. There's a couple other club sports that
Sure.
share those same rules and bylaws, but associated with the school on there.
So who's paying for the ammo and clays and all that?
Us.
You guys have
Us
to.
shooters,
You
yeah,
got to
we
do
pay a
like
fee.
fundraising and stuff, or you just
Yeah,
have
we
it?
gotta pay a pretty decent amount of a fee in the first beginning, and then maybe like 3 weeks or 2 weeks in, you gotta do a fundraiser, and that's
And
really
that's what
about it.
covers your
Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys have? Were you gonna say something, Dave?
My wife always, when we've had to pay the trap shooting bill for compared to other activities.
Yeah.
Why is this so expensive?
What is it?
I don't know
around
if
here?
it's like $250 or $300 or whatever, but it's like,
Okay.
you're literally buying shells and clays.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
nothing else. You're just paying for the, it's an expense.
It all depends on the school
Sure.
and who they have for funding, and then the gun club associated with it.
Yeah.
Some schools they don't fundraise; they just have the students pay a flat up fee. And I've heard with jerseys and other things they may pay between, let's just say $500 would be the season for one discipline. So say for trap, if they want to do skeet, it's another $500.
Oh wow.
They pay for each thing.
Yep.
That's paying for the
Makes
targets
sense,
and the
yep.
clays.
Yep.
They're fortunate enough that our gun club, we have a lot of donations from the gun club, provides the clays, and the protective league kicks in this and that with the fundraising. So we get it down, to $150 a discipline on there. So
Okay.
that's 8 weeks of shooting, couple fun days. So they're shooting 2 boxes a week. So they go through quite a few boxes and the clays and a shirt and a hat. So everybody's uniform, but we're fortunate. Some aren't. Some do a lot of fundraising, and I think the kids shoot for free, but it all depends on the area.
Yeah.
Sure. And people behind it.
Yeah. Which club or which gun club sponsors you guys? Or
So
helps
we
you guys out?
we shoot out of the Gaylord Protective League.
Okay.
Yeah, Protective
nice.
League.
Shout out to Gaylord Protective League. That's pretty good. Who are we affiliated with? DC, like Darwin or?
It's the Rainbow.
Oh, Rainbow Sportsman
Yeah.
Club. Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the only trap league out at Rainbow anymore is just the school league.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have there's 2 trap houses and yeah, it's exactly same thing. Yeah. 8 weeks or whatever it is.
Sure.
50. Yeah. Shoot 50 a week or whatever.
And is that a spring or a fall sport?
It's both. It's spring and
Oh, it
fall.
is.
Yeah.
2 seasons. Do they have 2 state tournaments then?
So they don't do a tournament for the fall league. So
Okay.
that's why the springtime tends to be the big
That's the big one.
draw
Yeah.
because the fall league, they do have a league, but they don't have a state tournament to cap it off.
So how many times a week do you? Because Andy, you're an assistant coach.
Yeah, I'd say I'm on the coaching staff.
You're on the
I'm about
coaching
to be
staff.
assistant coach.
What's that?
I'm about to be assistant coach.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should be promoted pretty highly, I would think, after coaching the national champion. But what do I know? How many times a week do you guys practice?
Once.
Or is it just once a week?
Just once.
Okay.
For school league once. Yeah.
Do most kids shoot on their own outside of that? I'm assuming
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
How many days a week are you shooting?
Probably 2 days out of the week, but on the weekends I could shoot to 100 to 300 if I wanted to. But I usually shoot 1 to 200 a weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do quite a bit of
Yeah.
extra
That's
shooting.
That's
yeah.
kind of a lot of shooting, and that's coming out of your pocket.
His
Your pocket.
His pocket.
I mean, that adds up.
It's slowed down. I mean, there was years ago when he was younger where it was all they wanted to do, and they had a group of 5 of them outside of school. It was a whole weekend venture of running them around, and those parents too, or those kids had to pitch in. So it was, that year they were shooting thousands upon thousands of rounds. I mean, and it didn't take long to dwindle a pallet down.
Oh, yeah.
But that's back when they were dealing with 5 people at once, not just chasing him around. People have graduated and the influx on there. But yeah, it takes some revenue and it takes their time and the adults' time too.
Yeah. Is it a pretty fast moving sport? Like, okay, so what I mean is, well, let me back up. When Sibley East goes to a high school meet, is it Sibley East versus DC, or is it invite style with a bunch of teams, or how does that
So
work?
there's only like one. We had one invitational
Okay.
where it's just a bunch of high schools around our area.
Yep.
So like Montgomery, New Prague, Jordan, Glencoe, I think was there.
Yep.
That's just like a little side part thing. It's not with like the trap association that we're in.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's just the whole season's practice essentially, or like just building on, and then it's just one big state shoot, and that's it.
There isn't actually traveling in high school. So there's break it down further. There's 8 weeks There may be a week more if it's practice, but generally for us in the scoring, how it works in the system, there's 2 weeks that are practice and getting everybody acclimated. There's what they call a reserve week that's scored, and then there's 5 weeks of competition. It's all remote. So those teams shoot at their local club. And then the coaches submit that on the internet, and then that's posted and updated on there. And then the next meet would be the state meets that they have on there. So there's actually, in high school, there's no traveling to go head to head against another school on there.
There should be.
There should be.
There should be.
In college, that's how it would be. There'd be more of traveling.
There should be more
different
head-to-head competition, like actual school sports do.
Yeah. Do you think it'll get there someday or no?
I don't think so.
No.
Because the logistics and pricing, it's not affiliated to the school. So now you got to figure out busing,
your own
personal
bus.
transportation. The cost, it's an expensive sport the way it is. And obviously with the amount of kids and the growth, it's driving. I mean, the numbers up on there, but maybe someday, maybe it'll be, I guess that's kind of open. I think they got a good thing going. And I think safety is a big thing. You got people traveling with guns and kids and minors. So I think if you keep it closed like that, you just take those elements and you reduce all that factor. So it's a slippery slope.
Especially in like high school level.
So if your week is, if it's a scoring week or whatever, you're shooting at what's that club called?
GPL.
GPL.
Yeah.
On meet day or whatever, shoot day, whatever you call it, do you go there and you like warm up, shoot a little bit to warm up, or you just
go out there and shoot?
You just go there and start shooting.
Yeah, the schedule is you start 12 a.m. or I think it was 1 p.m. now. They changed it to so you shoot skeet first. Skeet's 50, and then you go to 5 stand next, and then that's another 50, and then depending on what shift you are, it can be like an hour, and then you shoot your trap, and then you're done. That's it.
Sure. This is going to be one of the dumb questions I warned you guys about, but can you explain? I ask it because I guarantee you some people listening to this have the same question. Can you explain trap versus skeet versus
5 stand?
Yeah, 5 stand.
Trap is more like your main. That's your baby, basically. That's what you want to like really, really get into. But like ski is a whole nother animal. So trap is they're all going out from you. Where skeet is, they're going away and then they're coming right back at you. And you got all these like side angles and stuff. Yeah. And then 5 stands like everything possible. You got rabbits on the ground you can shoot. They're all in the air, and then they'll come at you and they'll go away from you and they'll just go flip flop. Yeah, it's all over the place.
So it's 3 different disciplines. Yeah, and they're all, I guess, pretty different from each other. Yes. Similar but differences, like pretty big differences.
Yeah, I mean trap is kind of your basic starting point where everything's gonna be very easy. You're at a 16-yard line. And you're shooting the targets. That house between the shooter is 16 yards away.
Yep.
You do a rotation.
Yep.
And then skeet, like you said, is basically a similar rotation when you're going through different stations, but you have a high house and you have a low house. So there's 2 crossing targets that'll cross similar paths. And then you work your way around. So it goes between targets that are incoming and outgoing to kind of crossing in front of you on there. That's a popular one down south. Skeet is on there. And then 5 stand is more of fixed standing where you're at in there, and then different place targets, and it has 1 target out of each house, and they're called in a certain order. So there's variety. So they may be rabbits on the ground. They might be cornering to simulate, hunting like that, or coming or outgoing targets. And then you have sporting clays, which is another one, which the state does now too. And that's usually you walk those items on there, and there's 2 throwers, and they'll have a different orientation of how they do that. And if you call out the numbers on there, it'll be 1 that'll go, and then the next one will go. And they could be all different orientations, size-wise. Presentation may change on there.
Oh, they throw different sizes for that
correct.
too.
So they can get like, think of like a kiwi or a lime-sized one. And it's all black, so it's very hard to see.
Okay.
They got like
about this big.
Yeah.
Wait, why is it all black for those ones?
It's gotta be harder to shoot that way.
Isn't it already harder because it's small?
But they want to make it even more harder. You don't see
harder.
These guys shoot them, and I look at them when we go down to different places for state, and we're looking at it, and I'm like, it looks like someone threw a black quarter. I'm like, how do they hit that? And you can see little pieces. I'm like, I can't see that. How do they see that? Like young eyes. But yeah, they're all the way from the minis, they call them, to 90 millimeters to the meaties. There's a ton of different names for them. So there's all ranges of them, and it's wild. I mean, the rabbits themselves, they're not a bowed, like a dome shape. They're more of a flat disc that's really reinforced. So you'll see those. They're a lot thicker, too. You really got to get all them BBs on the target because you'll see them look like Swiss cheese, and they still roll right by you. So different disciplines. And then it gets into deeper.
Shot on them,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to different disciplines beyond that, like collegiate, and then into the after side where they do doubles, where they're throwing 2 clays at once. That's like a standard trap, super sporting. You know, just it goes from there. Those are your basic, probably 4 would be. You know, a lot of the gun clubs, I think, you know, have trap, and then some have skeet depending on their facility, and then 5 stand and sporting, the 2 that are kind of growing because they simulate hunting, and they're nice for if you guys want to. You know, that's where the kids who are really good hunters in the field and in the woods, that's where they like to do that. The pheasant hunters and things, because it's more lifelike. It's not as simulated, but they all have their place, and everybody finds one they like.
Yeah, sure. So have you ever shot at a clay and you're not 100% sure if you hit it? Or is it always?
Absolutely.
So, but
absolutely.
So what do you do in that situation? Because is it self-scored? There's not like a judge that comes
there's
to
someone behind you.
Yep.
Like an actual official, or like someone on the coaching staff, or either or.
Yeah, it could be kids sometimes. It could be older people. It's just whoever wants to work.
Sure. So what happens if they're not sure if you hit it?
There's a person who's, so to back up on that, there's a person who's scoring that has a score sheet for all the people out there.
Yep.
And then depending on the facility, that person may have the trigger of the button to call the bird. Once you call it at the line and say bird or say pull on it. Some places have microphones or they're up there by the shooter where it just does it automatically when you call it, depending on staffing on there. But yeah, if nobody else in the game is scored, so if he shoots and thinks he hit it, and they say lost, or they think the bird's lost, and he raises his hand, or you turn around and say it, you can't call your own loss. One of the people on the line, that's where the integrity comes in, has to raise their hand and say hit, and then that scorer will mark it on there.
Oh,
okay.
But if it gets missed, it gets missed, and we've all lost ones where it might no one saw it and no one called it. And you're fighting because you can't stand behind the line as a parent or a coach or an observer and go, well, that's valid. It's So
it's I mean, okay,
it's a gentleman's game.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like a gentleman's aspect to it.
Now,
I mean, there are bad calls that happen in every sport, right? So I get it, but
do you get some time that you didn't deserve? Yeah,
you might.
It works both ways. At the end of the day, it all evens out.
It evens out.
It's a gentleman's thing that if you do the right thing and call that, chip for another guy on there, it'll come around, full circle.
Yeah. I assume that you have to have for high school shooting, you have to have a firearm certificate. First.
Just a firearm safety.
Yeah, firearm safety thing.
I think 6th grade. That's all you gotta have.
Do you have to wear glasses and ear protection?
Glasses, ears. Yeah.
I was watching a video on YouTube, I think, about trap shooting, and I didn't know that Minnesota is considered the birthplace of high school trap.
Oh, it is.
We were the first state to offer it, which is really cool. That's pretty sweet. I believe we're still the only state that offers a state tournament for trap shooting.
Oh, for like high school?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the others do it now.
Do they?
Yeah.
You got like Pennsylvania, New York, Michigan.
Through their actual high school associations?
I believe they do.
Or what's it called?
MSHSL?
We're the only ones. We're the only ones recognized, but they're going to take that away here. I heard about that.
Why?
They're taking it away.
The Minnesota, the high school league is?
Yeah, they're taking it away. I heard I don't know if it's from you or a trap coach that they're maybe taking it away and getting it out of high school.
Huh. So it'd just be like a club then?
Yeah, it'd basically just be like a not school affiliated number. Really.
That'd be lame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of politics. And I think not to go down that road, but I think
let's go down that road.
Let's go down that road. I mean, I'd love to. I mean, well, it's popular. I mean, let's get down to the grassroots of it. If people want to play sports in high school, it's going to be the big ones always. It's going to be when you're growing up, it's baseball, it's basketball. I want to, on the girls' side, it's volleyball, it's softball. They're big sports. They have a lot. Those numbers are dwindling. And let's just get to be truthful that the odds of being a professional sports player, those dreams are this big.
Yeah.
If you get one star out of an area every decade, you're doing pretty well.
Doing great.
And you can tell that at the level. Now, if you do it as a passion and you want to play, that's great. But you're going to get crushed in your emotions that you realize that you're probably not as good as what you thought you were going to be or pan out to be on it. It's not going to be a career. It might be something you do for fun, which we there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's not, the path of success is pretty low. And these sports that are coming up through the ranks, these different things, even like the esports, which I'd never fathom in a million years, the shooting, the bowling, pickleball, these other things that maybe people that don't have the physical attributes and they're not discredited. We take everybody. I mean, I guess maybe schools are different, but we're a team where we don't care. We'll take you on. As long as you pass your safety, improve your safety, you can come out and just do it. We got kids that only hit 3-4.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
They're happy to be a part of something on there. And that's great. Get them away, get them a different friend base. There's kids that are really competitive. It takes both. And we're not willing to sacrifice just having a dedicated group that has to be the people that excel at something. It's an outlet. And it gives them an outlet on there too.
Space for everyone. Yeah.
It's just there's safety things with the guns. And I think the schools part, I understand that aspect, but it's the responsibility of the gun club. That's why it's not a school range. It's the gun club's range. And the clubs are willing to take that on because they know it translates into the hunter safety. It's safe shooting. It leads into archery. It leads into outdoors preservation. I mean, it's a pretty big list of things and responsibility. And I honestly trust kids more with firearms than I do adults. And I'm out there, and seeing it. So it's hard to believe, but I think it's great. The responsibility, you see those kids, and it's right around that age of like that, 11, 12, 13, depending if they grew up with their parents hunting, or lived on a farm. They're responsible and they know there's not too many times we have to reprimand kids during the season because we know they don't get many chance. If there is a chance, and luckily we've had no accidents in the sport at our club or in the league. I'm
glad you mentioned that because that was one of the things that came out of that video. It was the president of some trap association in Egan. What one's based there? Do you know?
That's USA Clay Target. So who's be John Nelson?
Something? Yeah, John Nelson. That's who it was.
Jason Calvi,
Yep. No, it was John Nelson. He said that they've had over 150,000 kids through the MSHSL program. Over 300 million trigger pulls and not one injury because of that. Like that's a pretty good trick.
I think there was one injury and we laugh about it, knock on wood, because I'm all about the safety myself, is I think they did have one injury and it's because someone tripped in a chuck hole on the way to the range and tripped their ankle. So as far as firearm related, knock on wood, nothing. But we always, it's going to be something where you trip over, the concrete when you're walking up there.
It's more dangerous walking to the range than it is shooting. So I thought that was a pretty impressive statistic, though. I mean, that's pretty darn good. So the state, how do you qualify for the state tournament, or can you just enter it?
How you qualify?
Yeah.
Just shoot on the weekends. You're just shoot.
He's talking about
state high school.
The high school.
Just shoot.
Yeah, if you're in the league, everybody gets to shoot.
Just shoot.
Okay, you just got to show up and shoot at that state tournament.
Yeah, you can shoot 4 every week, but you can still go and shoot.
Yeah. So what does that tournament look like? So it's in Alexandria, or at least it was this year. Is it always there?
As far as we've gone, it's always been Alexandria.
Okay. Is it one weekend, multiple weekends?
Well, 9 days. So it spans across a weekend and up to we were the day after Father's Day this year. So it's a good week and a half. I'd imagine when it's all said and done, for them, it's a 2-week block with different things, prepping and cleanup and that.
Is it a week and a half of shooting every day?
Every day.
Somebody's shooting every day. You don't shoot every day.
Yeah, someone's shooting.
Yeah. How many times do you have to shoot?
There?
I mean, how many days?
Oh, once.
Just one day?
Yep, that's it.
100 rounds, right?
Yep.
100 rounds in one day. Okay. And do they have different classes like they do for football? Like they have the big schools and then smaller and all the way down to the really small
That's kind of
schools,
how they divide out how I've understood it. Maybe I'm incorrect, but as a really general, I just say it's classified by the size of the school as the conference you're in. So it's not necessarily where you are. Your local schools you compete against, similar size schools. Is how they break that up on there, and then they break it down into classification based on your season average. So they have a novice, a junior varsity, and then a varsity team. So all the kids shoot based on their season average is where they break it down. And I'm just to be clarified, so it's to say you're around a 15 is your average for the season. You're going to be in the novice range. If you're around 18 to 20, you'll be in junior varsity, and if you're 22 plus, you're going to be in varsity. So that way you're playing against like-minded, and even if you're on those squads, it doesn't matter if we split the kids up, all the varsity kids' scores are pooled together to count for that team portion. Same with the JV and same with the novice. So that way you don't have to be really cutthroat on the orientation of as long as those kids are shooting. One arrives late and you got to move something
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Or if that group really works together good because they have good synergy, you just keep them together, even though they may be different skill sets at the high school level.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about how you got into trap shooting. It mentions it a little bit in that article, but how did you start this?
You want to start from the very beginning?
Yes. First clay pigeon ever.
That was 6th grade, 7th grade, just screwing around. He bought a shotgun. Oh, let's go. Oh, my buddy said, let's go shoot a clay. Let's go shoot some clays at the GPL. I've always loved, I've watched the plays. I've been there so many times, and I really want to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go out there. There's just 4 or 5 people. All right, here, you can have the gun. Oh, perfect. Nice. So there's a picture of me. I think I had like a hook, all blue, like camo on, and I had this big black SXP in my hand. Sitting away in the shoot. Shot the first one. Found love. It just kept on going. Couldn't put it down. Yeah.
From one shot.
Yeah, just couldn't put it down.
June 14th, 2020.
You got that. Show that to the camera if you can. It's not a big deal, but yeah.
You probably can't get it up there big enough. But
Yeah, it's
just a little guy.
Just a little
a big
guy.
grin on his face.
So you hit that was 2020. You hit the first clay you ever shot at.
Mm-hmm.
And so you went from brand new to trap shooting.
Yep. First time using a big boy gun.
A gun.
So that was the first time he's ever, other than just a BB gun, plinking cans in the backyard. That was the very first shell.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. You went from that in 2020 to national champion almost exactly 6 years later.
Yep.
That is seriously impressive.
Yeah, it is.
I was thinking, is there anything that you and I could start doing right now?
No,
national champion
there's nothing.
in 6 years. Not even close.
No.
That is very, very impressive. That's wild to me. You just loved it though from the get-go.
Yeah,
so you must have been kind of pretty much of a natural at it.
Basically, yeah.
Does it just? I mean,
had the itch for it basically, and then picked it up, and then
I think that's a big part of it. You have the drive to keep shooting, like you just love it.
Yeah,
and when you love something, you just want to do it more. So that's a big part of it, which is great. But you must just have some natural ability. I mean, I could start shooting clays tomorrow, and I wouldn't be at your level in 6 years.
Yeah, my first year shooting for high school, I got to shoot on varsity from like my first state. Yeah, I got to shoot on varsity and never left varsity ever since.
What's the worst round of 25 you've ever shot?
Probably like 12 or 13.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
So you've had it. Yeah. Okay.
Probably that.
Okay.
How early in your shooting career was that? Pretty early?
Pretty like second or
like that first day.
Yeah. Of shooting 50.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some rough ones early on, but I mean, we had that first year during, just ending on COVID and trying to find something to do outdoors.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then we had that powwow event at the gun club, and then he came out and we told him it's shooting because we didn't participate in it. And all of a sudden he's like, I want to shoot. And the other guys, he was too young. He didn't have his hunter safety. Well, it's club rules. Oh. And they saw he was safe. Well, he was taking the class like the next weekend.
Sure.
Okay.
And politics aside, in high school, you got to follow the rules like that.
Yep.
The clubs get to call their own shots.
Right.
Yep.
So they deemed that they let him do with it. Now we're all keeping an eye on him, and I'm like, go and get a box of shells and buy it from the club because I didn't even have any. And he's like, we get a case. I'm like, what are we gonna do with a case of shells? I just bought my first shotgun like a couple months ago. Like this is all new ground to me. Like,
so you weren't a trap shooter before either.
My first gun is the one he bought that was a 12 gauge. I wasn't a hunter. I wasn't, not that I had anything against it.
Right.
I just wasn't into it. I'd throw a couple lines in the water a couple times a year, and that was it. Never really got into guns. I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
And guns are a bad habit. That's like racing. You're never going to have enough money for bad habits if you got those. But he's like, let's get a case. And we bought that first case of shells and we brought it out and sat it outside. And I'm like, you're never going to shoot all these. All of a sudden we're looking and he's just this little dude with a, long hair and a mullet out there. And he's just out there just mowing through these things. And he keeps going and going and going. I'm like, he's never going to stop. And he comes back up and he's like, I said, are you okay? You look like you're getting sore. And he pulls back his shirt and this whole thing is just like black and blue and red already. I'm like, we need to stop. And he's like, I'm not stopping until I get them all. And it just kept going. We ended up buying another case the next day. So that very first weekend where really got into it. He burned through 2 cases of shells like it was nothing.
That's awesome.
And then it was that previous, and we're like, well, we better sign him up on the team that next year into 21. And 2021 was the first year he joined the team on it, and being orchestrated and getting a little bit of coaching and things on there. And I didn't coach him. I'll never take credit for that on record. You can't coach your own kids.
Yeah.
You can give them the resources, but it's on him and others to do it. So I don't want any credibility for that. You're just the financial supporter for the kids. But, and then he wanted to try nationals, and we went out there with one other guy to try that, because nationals is an invite. If you have a good enough average, you can get the invite. It's up to you to pay it and find yourself there in Michigan.
Oh,
and
sure.
we went there, and I think that's what kind of lit the fire. Like, he just saw how many kids. It's about the same size as Alexandria.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What?
Michigan?
Michigan's the same size.
No,
There's only
I'd
40
say-
traps out there.
It
40
seems
traps.
a lot bigger and longer.
Because there's trees.
There's-
But yeah, and it spiraled. And then the next year they went back with the whole team and
Cool.
and took a 3rd place as a team.
As a team, okay.
But that was that running of the year. So he was in a very good position, I want to say, in 21, where he was the young guy with a lot of seniors. And
Yeah.
Sure.
it's kind of odd. They don't want the young guy in there, but he proved himself.
Yeah.
He was the young little short guy. And you had some experienced, good hunters too
Yeah.
on the team. And he did really good with that. And he kind of surprised them. And then they finally, I won't say accepted him, but he found
fine.
that group to run with. Yeah.
We can
Once
have
you're putting
this
up
kid.
good scores, you're like, all right, maybe I'll put up with the kid,
Yeah, we'll take you. We'll
Yeah.
take you.
And he found a group of friends too that he's still friends with, to this day on there, that have moved on and out of school now, but which led him to that next stage. But a lot of hard work that year. I practiced the living snot out of these guys. I mean, they ran to every ATA event on the weekends and shooting at other places. And
you look at the ATA record for back 2022 and 2021, all that, it's like 2,200 rounds of shells and clays
Wow.
together.
that's a lot.
Just shooting on the weekends. Yeah. That's between singles, handicap, and not a lot of doubles, but maybe like three rounds of doubles, maybe.
Yeah. So explain handicap.
Handicap is your traditional singles. You're at the 16-yard line.
Yep.
Handicap, you're automatically at the 19. So
Yep.
you go back more, and then you shoot like a 97 or a 98. Then you go backyards. You
Yep.
keep on going back until you hit the 27. Once you're there, and if you shoot like crap there, you can get pushed ahead more, kind of.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But you have to hit the 27
So
first to go forward.
It's kind of like a golf handicap where you're doing really well, your handicap goes down, you have some bad rounds,
Yep.
it goes back up type of deal.
Yep.
Do you always move in 2-yard increments, forward or backward?
It can be a yard. It can be half a yard.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
no.
Or the most you can get is a yard and a half. That's for 100 straight at what yardage you're at.
Okay.
yeah, if you win events, it's kind of a tricky
that
algorithm,
too.
but if you win an event, so like was it 2 weeks ago? He was shot at Lester Prairie for an ATA event on there, and he is the 22.5-yard line. And even though he only shot a 95 out of 100, which isn't, in the real world, it's a great score, but in the competition world, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
But he still won the event. So even though he's the event winner, he gets a half a yard. So he got to the 23 now on there.
Okay.
So normally he didn't have that high score, because if you have higher scores, like 98 plus, you automatically get yardage even if you don't win. But when you get a little bit lower, if you're that event winner, they automatically tax you with that,
They hit you with
and
it.
you're moving back. So the goal is to get to that 27-yard line, is the end result on there, and then be successful back there, which is a ways away.
And handicap will make you better at singles too,
What do you mean?
for sure. Just shooting handicap will make you better at singles.
Why?
Ultimately, why? I don't know. You got a lot more crap to worry about out there.
Yeah.
It is right for anything then. It could be wind. It could be, you can have wind that's going up. If you're shooting handicap, then you're already ready for that. Side, it keeps on going way over there. You got to lead more anyway, so might as well just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
It'll make you way better.
Yeah.
Just like Sally and Mark say.
Yeah.
Handicap will make you better.
Yeah. What were you, so the national tournament this year? Well, no, let's do the national tournament last year. According to that article, you took second
At Nationals?
or eighth.
Eighth,
Yeah.
at
I was thinking of state. Yeah. So eighth at nationals last year, and then you made a post on Facebook or somewhere that said, "I'll be back."
Yeah. Not
Did you truly believe that? Like, I will be back here?
not this high, obviously.
well, yeah.
Just maybe like a 7th, 5th place.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Were you? What was your reaction after finishing 8th at Nationals last year?
Same thing. It's just amazing. Yeah, just amazing. Like everything's basically opened up for me as I'm going into my senior year, which is awesome because people are like, oh yeah, he shot 8th at Nationals, so he's pretty big right now. And oh geez, I don't know how else to say really. That's literally it.
Yeah,
it just opens so much up for me. And now being here where I am today, they're like, oh yeah, he shot 8th last year. He's gonna be here this year. I want to see what he does now this year coming. Yeah. Let's see what he does.
What's the scoring differential between 8th and 1st or what?
Last year I did a whole lot better at Nationals than this year.
What do you mean?
Like last year, I shot team qualifier. I think I shot like a 98 or something, 96. Not good. Okay. Oh geez. Well, I shot it was 95 for team, and then singles qualification I shot 100. And then not qualifying day, shooting day was another 100. And then that's 200 already straight. And then another 25, and they kept on going. This year I only shot 99, 99, and 100, and then won the shoot off. So if you look back last year, I did better last year than this year for sure on the straight wise.
He had more in a row on there because he was just the 100 straight. You know, it was versus this year where he had a 99 where he didn't think he was going to qualify.
Yeah.
You got in where you need to get in on there because some of the kids, there's a cutoff line. I mean, in that singles, there's a singles and a team, but I mean, the singles, it's still, you're taking the top 400 of 1,800 kids. Where do you draw that line? Sometimes that cutoff line, like years ago to back up, when we first went out there in 21, I want to say the cutoff was like 93 or 94. It was pretty low. And I think he shot a 91 or something. So it sounds close, but when you're talking hundreds of kids, you're actually way farther away with those reverse runs and things like that. As we're this year, the kids have just gotten better. It's more popular. There's darn near twice as many kids in the league. I mean, there was 30-something thousand 5-6 years ago. We're knocking on the door of 60 now. Yeah. So I mean, the league's doubled. Yeah. And it's just like anything else. As they get better, rising tide, raises all ships. So the kids have gotten better and more kids have practiced. So it's a lot tighter too on it. Yeah. There was more kids in the shoot-off last year, but it's every class. You have that class of seniors go out, and the next wave comes in, so it's an ebb and flow. Yeah. So, like back in high school wrestling, we'd go to a meet and we'd be like, oh, there's that kid. He's a stud. He's so good. Are people saying that about you? Yes. You can be I don't mean to make you brag, but sure. You know who's good and for sure. So you know the other these weekend gigs. I'll walk out there, just get signed up, and I already see pointers being like people pointing. He's right there. There he is. Yeah, that's kind of cool though. Yeah. Huh? Or maybe you don't like that. I want to be on your squad for shooting, so I want to see what you do different. Sure. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Exactly. Yeah. And again, people know me all over the trap. They'll see me at high school state, like, oh, I know him. And then everyone just started come talking to me and stuff. I got this one kid, Grayson Swab. He's very little. He's a pre-sub this year. I think he's like 12 or 11. He's very, very young, but he's shooting 98. He's in that he's in that top category where he's amazing. Me and him go head to head every weekend sometimes. Yeah. He's the next Nevyn Hengel. Yes, no, he's the better me for sure. Outstanding. Andy, what was your thought last year after he finished 8th at Nationals? I have to assume you were fairly proud of that. Oh, I'm immensely proud, but I think it was like unfinished business. Because I could just tell, you could just tell how on he was, and you can see the demeanor, the body language and everything. And when you're early on watching these kids and some of the kids, you're nervous. You're like sitting there counting them on our phones. You're watching everyone. You're like, all right, did he miss? No. Did he miss? No. And that last year I actually had so much confidence. That was the first time I saw him where I was just like, yep, he's on. And I literally would walk away and I didn't have to stare at everything. And as a parent, trying not to ride that coach thing. It's like all you want to do is hold him bottles of water and just stand back and let him do his thing. Let him do the thing, And when he got to the shoot off, that's where I really felt I was like, all right, he's in his element. He's done enough of these shoot offs that he shouldn't be scared, and he doesn't have the butterfly. I mean, some amount's good. You got to have that drive to keep that adrenaline, and then trying to figure out the whole shoot off deal on there. And I figure when he got in there and got on I was like, just get on the podium. That's all I want. Yep. It's an accomplishment of many anyway, but to keep going up there, And when he got off last year, I just thought the look in his eye, like he was. We're not going to go into a long story, but how he got knocked out wasn't the way he wanted to go out. Not saying he wanted to go out on top, but just
we're talking about this now. We're talking about
let's talk about it. Let's hear it.
Don't call him out.
I'm not gonna say names, but we were at I think the 20-yard line or 24-yard line. We were shooting off. I think there's like 3 kids or 4 kids, and we're going around. Well, yeah, I shoot. I think I missed, and then this kid over here, he's pulling up his gun, get ready to shoot. He pulls it up. He says pull. He follows the clay out and breaks his gun and then resets completely. And that was like a hard right or a hard left or something. It was something opposite way. Broke his gun, went back up again, and he said pulling it straight out the middle and he shot it. So that was this year's thing to get done, was to finish that business. We're beating his butt.
Yeah.
Beating his butt essentially.
Hold on a minute. So say that again.
He pulled his gun up.
Yep.
He said pull.
pull.
He followed it and broke his gun.
Meaning it.
Yep. He just broke
like
it.
his gun's not broken. It opened.
He opened it.
Yeah.
Opened his gun.
Yeah.
Took a shell out. Yeah,
so he didn't shoot.
He didn't shoot it. He just followed it out and opened his gun. No worries at all. Puts it back up or closes the gun again. Goes back up and shoots the one that goes straight out middle and just claims it.
Kind of a gray area in trap shooting because you have to. There's certain rules you have to follow in high school. So say you say pull on there and you pull your gun up and you pull the trigger and you hear click. The pin fires on it.
Yep.
State rules, to my understanding, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to remove that shell, keep your gun pointed downrange, remove that shell, inspect it, and then take a second fire on it in case you had a light pin strike, on the primer on there. And I want to say a majority of them do go off a second time on there. But if it, 2 shots doesn't go off, then you got to take it. And you take one of your extras, or give that shell, on the ground or whatnot on there. So sometimes that's a little bit of the gray area with kids, and I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of that because, you can fudge the system a little bit sometimes. And I'm not going to say I haven't seen kids on other teams or our teams do it. I mean, I don't play like that. Like, you play the hand you're dealt. Yep. Usually fight more of it in the windy days where it's really windy and clays are flying way goofy and it's like you're on a good streak and you get bit and it's way out of your control. Yeah. Everybody has that. Those things. It happens to everybody. It's Mother Nature's evil and fair at the same time on there. So, but at the end of the day, not to keep going on that, you had more in the tank, and I think that just was as a shortcoming, and that really just drove him that he was coming back. And I think he got a taste of the podium. He had been there. And it was just all the more driven that I want that. I think he saw it. You saw the big medal. And he's like, I deserve that. I've put in the time to be there, and I'm coming back next year, and I'm going to get it. And that's when we came this year. I thought was a different experience because some of those kids have gone on. Some of the same ones were there. Yeah. But there was 20 kids the previous year and 25 that were in that shoot off. Okay. To kind of back up to put the heat on that. So there was 20 kids that had perfect 100 straights. Wow. Which is amazing. Yeah, that in itself. So then they have to figure them out across that. And they shoot at one extra box, and then they see how many kids missed on that because that's where the pressure comes in. Sure. Even though you've shot perfect all day, that one extra 16-yard line thing is just that now you got all the eyes. Everybody's congregated down there, and it's a different type of pressure. And it weeded out about half the field. And then they get into a thing where they start moving back, shooting different, 10 rounds instead of 25 and rotating, and then they shuffle and they can't be there all day. And then a handicap is when they move back with it. They don't have that discipline in high school, but it's really the only way to start getting some more difficulty to the sport versus speeding up the clays because you're going to be there all day.
Create a little separate.
I mean, some of these kids, there was just a post, I think it was Trap and Field or, what did they say? It's one of the online shooting, ATA on there. They were saying it was a youth event. The gentleman shot, younger kid, 200 straight. And then they had a shoot off, and the shoot off was 400 targets.
What?
Jeez.
So the shoot off was twice as much as the rest of the day. I mean, you got to think about that. There's some of these in ATAs that they go all night. These guys don't want to give up because they're that good.
Wow.
I mean, most shoot offs he's been in several of them over the time. They're usually somewhere in the range, let's just say 25 to 100 more extra rounds. And at that point, there's more, but that's the average on there, a couple boxes, but 400. And that young man already shot. That's
crazy.
8 boxes.
Right.
I mean, it's insane. Like, it's just, that's a long day. I mean, kudos to him for having the stamina.
Yeah, no kidding.
A lot of Snickers bars and Mountain Dew is going down there. Cosmic brownies going in the old tank, you know?
Right. So Nevyn, going into nationals this year, what was your mindset? Did you felt pretty confident? Beat that kid. Yep, sure.
The only reason I was there was to place maybe 7th or 5th in that.
Do better than you did last year.
Just do a little bit better than last year, and then beat that one kid.
Yeah.
And then this year came, I got crowned champion, and that kid got 10th. So the bottom of the podium, he sat there and he had to look up at me.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
You got a little bit of a competitive streak in you, don't you?
Yeah. For sure.
Good.
Oh, for sure. When I want something, I'll go get it.
That's good.
Isn't that crazy? Like, it's like, we brought a team out there this year, and we kind of knew it was a different dynamic for him. I'm fortunate enough to have my other younger son too shoot. Okay. He's not the competitor that he is. He has fun, and I think he does it partially for me, and I love him to death for it. And he did vastly better this year, but comparing two siblings like that, but have fun. And they play their sports together. So I said, let's take a nationals team out, because I had other kids that wanted to go experience it. Well, we can shoot team and you can shoot individual. And that's a 12-hour drive out there. Yeah. It's hard to go just for the possibility of 100 rounds, because if you don't qualify, you're turning around and going home. That's a lot. If I bring a team, now I got 5 kids. They can all shoot there. Now we got the individual, a couple kids can shoot. Now it's worth the trip. You know, I say worth the trip, but it makes it more value to the trip on it. So we brought that team out there, and we knew we had a young team, and I didn't expect anything, because not saying these kids aren't good shooters. The stakes are so high. But I want them to experience it. And maybe just the same way that he went out there when he was younger, being a coach, it's like, I want one of these other kids to get that fire. Because I know there's talent, and sometimes it only takes that door to crack open to unlock that. And there's several kids that are just on the cusp of it. If they just catch that fire, taste of it, and I think then it's a whole other off to the races for them. And that's what I want to do. I'm about the sport. I'm about firearms. And it's like, I love the sport, and I've seen it take some kids and just totally change their life, open different doors, but also give them an outlet and maybe have them teach somebody else. And he kind of was disappointed in the way the team thing came out. And I said, you gotta, it's a lot to weigh for his conscience. Like, hey, we're not here to win this. We're here to make it an experience. You be a leader, hand the torch down to these younger kids. And you're going to have to focus on the individual side and the 2 other individuals with you. Like, be there for them. Like, sometimes people just want that kid they can turn around. They don't have to be their adult. Right. Just to turn around and see that person that's keeping an eye on them, especially when you're putting up the scores that you did. Kids look up to you. And I'm trying to tell them, I'm like, they look at you. There's those young kids on the team. And a great mini story I want to tell from this year with him, where it was a big growth thing as a dad too. So we had a younger gentleman, I'll leave his name out, had a really rough day. And we were done with our Sunday shoot, 6:00 at night. And he had a rough part of this early this season. He made some adjustments to his gun and was just not shooting where he wanted. Pattern just wasn't where he wanted it. So he went home kind of frustrated, and this younger kid was crying. The mom texted us, and she's like, what do I do? She's like, my son's in the car crying still, leaving the gun range. He shot an 8. He's frustrated. And the other head coach, John, looks at me. I'm like, so tell him to come back out right now. Turn around, come back. Grab some rounds. Let's just run it out of him. And then she said, okay, we'll do that. So she came back, and I messaged him, and he's like, I'm eating. I'm like, if you want to come out and try to run it out, he's frustrated, and I know how he operates. Here's the shutdown phase of these kids, and I'm like, but I also know with him too, that if sometimes you have to run it out of him, I always use the analogy of a wild Mustang. You just got to run it out of him. And I'm like, the only way to get him happy was just to keep pounding shells and to get over that hump until they have that aha moment. So all of a sudden that kid pulls back in with his mom, and he's wiping his face. He was shook. And then all of a sudden I look out through the window and I see his car coming. I'm like, oh, he didn't even message me back. Here we go. So he walks in. Well, younger man's knows who he is. Got little stars in his eyes. So I'm like,
a little bit starstruck.
I'm like, why don't you go out there and shoot with him? I said, you can practice. He can practice. And by golly, they went out there together. And we just kind of stood back, and then he starts pressuring this young kid where I don't want to say coaching ability, but his ability of just 2 young men trying to figure a few things out together. He tells him, he goes, if you miss, I'm going to shoot it. So he's just pressuring him. We're not wasting that clay. You miss. Well, then that kid's he's happy. Then he wants to do it. So these 2 go back and forth, and then the kid starts doing better because now he's having fun. It's not all the pressure. He's always been very big about having fun, having little side jokes out there and things. Keep it light. It's no different. There's still enough pressure the way it is at work. If you have a couple laughs. So these 2 went at it for probably a good, 3-4 boxes. They ran another 100 rounds. but they were messing around,
Yeah.
with the inside joke or say something back and forth, and they kept moving back. And before I know it, they looked, they're on that 27-yard line, which that younger man had no business being there. He's trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
He goes back there because it's something different to fun, and they're still having their jokes. And by the time he left, the other kid looks back and he's got a big smile on his face, and he had a big smile, and it was like, you know what? You just paid something forward.
Yeah. Big time.
It's like coaching is not always the most rewarding thing initially. It's something you have to see down the road, and that's where we get so attached to other kids and their ability. But just, seeing my own kid go back out there and like, you weren't trying to light the world on fire, but you made a difference in him. You changed him, and then the next week he came back and he was shooting 14s, 15s, 16s and started working his way up because he changed his perspective. It was just different. Just to see that handoff. And it's like sometimes you don't know the impact you make on people initially until a little bit of time goes by.
Yeah. That's cool. That is a good story. Well done, Nevyn. You probably don't have any idea how much you made that kid's day.
Yeah.
Like it's like when the varsity hockey players, go help out at town hockey or whatever, and the little kids are just like, oh, it's a varsity player, or any sport really.
Yeah.
But that's
Gotta
awesome.
have somebody to look up to.
Yeah. You said he had to make some adjustments to his gun.
Oh, yeah. So the beginning of the season, shot like crap. I probably shot 20s, and that's not what I shoot.
Yeah.
And I think I shot that for like 4 weeks straight. Just, oh, man. I couldn't shoot trap, but I could shoot skeet, though, pretty good. I could shoot skeet, okay. 5-7 was whatever. Don't really matter that, but trap was just terrible. I just couldn't figure it out. I think the closest I ever got was like a 24, and I started shooting like 20s. I think I shot 19 early this weekend. It's pretty crappy. It's like, oh, we gotta fix this right now. Yeah. We patterned it. It was just totally off completely. So then we changed it all up, and then boom, 25, boom, 25, 24, 25, 25. It just started keeping on going more, and then skeet got worse as soon as I fixed my trap. As soon as I adjusted for trap, the skeet went right down.
Yeah.
So it's
What kind of pattern do you look for?
Yeah. So
Is it a personal preference thing, or is it
I think more wider. I don't like full choke because that's way too much. That's way too much because these other kids, I know they shoot full because they've been taught to shoot is full, but I shoot improved mod. It's that happy medium of like a bigger, but when you get it down denser, it's gonna hit real hard.
What's the best way to find a good pattern? What do you use for like a yardage or
25 yards? I say put a big cardboard box with paper on it. Draw a dot 25 yards back because that's your baseline. You're already sitting at 16 yards when you're shooting it. Yeah. And go 25 yards, right in the middle, boom, shoot it, and then if it's some guns are different, he can be running a light mod in his gun and it shoots like a improved mod. It's totally different at all. So I shoot improved mod. That's why I shot from the 27 to the whole shoot off there. You can't change your chokes. So I shot with improved mod.
You can't change your
chokes at all.
Once you started, you can. And that's
makes sense.
That's the variables of the thing with firearms is that a lot of kids, I won't say a lot, but dominantly it's kids shooting an 870. It's shooting a semi-automatic. It's an SX4. It's a Frankie, a Super Black Eagle 3, or common field guns that they have because that's how they get started. So 28-inch, 12 gauge is the most common. Yeah. But there's a variety of chokes. We usually start kids out in modified, so they have a little more of a pattern. Like he said, we'll look at them, we'll take them to a patterning board, 25, 35 yards away, put a red, a circle in the middle to simulate a clay, have them take a couple shots, and then draw a 30-inch circle just to see how that pattern lays. Okay. And look for holes in that pattern. We're looking for even distribution is what you're looking for because every choke and every gun acts a little different. And shells too make a difference. So when we pattern that, we'll look at it, maybe switch between a Fiyoshi or a Federal and see, hey, there's a whole spot where there's no BBs all the way around. A clay could sneak through there on it. Okay. But we'll take that and we'll shoot that. We'll say a full, and then we'll spin that out, put an improved mod. Let's go a little looser on it. Yeah. We may look, and that's covered now. So every gun's a little bit different. They're bored a little bit different. There's so many different brands of everything. There's aftermarket chokes. I mean, that's just, I'm not like that. They always pick on me, but there's a lot of machining. There's a lot of differences. And even two guns are never the same. Right. So, I mean, it's no different than bows. Yeah. And bow hunting. You can put the same bow, same string, same complete setup, arrow and everything, and they may not.
And
they're not no matter what you can do, you can hand it the same guy, and he can't hit
Right.
that same thing just because there's an indifference in that. So there's the variance of that. You try to do the best you can. Once you've shot enough rounds and you kind of get an idea what works for you, you know what things to stick with on there. You know, it's no different than a truck that these tires just don't work good on my truck. I stick with these or vice versa.
Right.
So there's a little bit of math there. You find out we've had trial and error, but overall you probably have 2 or 3 you stick with. I mean, back when things were kind of tight with ammunition around that COVID time on there, you shot what you could shoot, you know, because that's what you had. Now you have that opened up again if you're what brand you want to use on there or try to stick with. And money wise, you try to stay within that range too. So you got to keep it within reason.
For those who are listening that don't know, a choke just controls basically how much or how little the shot spreads when it leaves the barrel.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. And you can adjust those, you know, smaller, bigger, there's different.
Change the constrictions for what you're shooting in there, you know.
Yeah.
Rating of steel shot and, you know, slugs, that's a whole other conversation with deer hunting. But, you know, that's, there's a lot of math there on it, you know, and the different guns, these, you know, some of the designated trap guns shoot, you know, like your field guns or hunting guns, I'd say pheasant and things, you're probably between 24, 26 on the smaller side. Your majority of them, you go to your Shields, your Dunhams and get guns and stuff on there, you're going to be 28. It's kind of your standard on there. And then when you get to the trap side, they get quite a bit longer. So for example, on him, his is a pretty average setup. So he shoots a 34-inch barrel is his single barrel that he shoots. And then his double barrel or over under on there is going to be a 32. But there's all sorts of combinations in between. So most of your guns are going to be between, in the trap side of the world, are going to be between 30 to 34 is the most popular on there.
Sure.
And then whatever you have. So that changes your shot pattern too, because between your two guns. But whatever you're most comfortable with, and the guns are heavier and they're more of a purpose-built machine on there. And the adjustments and things like that.
Shooting a full out of like a 34 would be, you know, when it may like that big.
It's a pretty small pattern.
It's pretty small. You gotta hit it.
Yeah, you
gotta
gotta
be real hard.
Yeah. Can you tell the difference between? Well, let me back up. Is there such thing as like a budget load and a competition type load?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So what would a budget load be?
Budget target max, I'd say.
Just
any of your basic
target max,
your Shields target max, your Top Gun Federal, your Remington Gun Club, your Shooting Dynamics, you're right around your, I want to say $8 to $10 a box, basic lead load.
Yep.
You know,
what size shot do you use, or does it vary?
It just depends really. If it's windy, I'll throw a 7.5.
Okay.
7.5, usually 8 shot, 1200 FPS, 1/1/8. That's what basically I shoot every time.
Yeah.
Just depending on what shot I want to shoot.
Sure. So how do you decide what you want to shoot? Is it just condition dependent?
Yeah, it's condition dependent. If it's more windy, I want denser BBs. Really, I don't want a bunch of 8 shots just flying all over the place.
Yep.
So I'd rather take the more heavier shot and throw it out there. It could be a lot better. I shoot 7.5 for handicap too.
Yeah.
Again, farther down range.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing in shot size because the smaller number is a bigger the pellets are. Yeah. So how on conditions? Obviously, I can see wind playing a huge role, right? Being a big factor. Mm-hmm. Probably. Do you shoot in the rain ever? You do. I'm assuming that makes a difference too.
First year at Nationals, we shot in downpour rain. There's a picture he has on his, I think, on Facebook. It's not no like wind or anything, no wind rain. It's just straight down rain.
Yeah, you can see the shot. There's some cool high-res photos, fast photos that one of the parents took that, I mean, these kids are standing in water like this. So high school league, as long as it's raining, there's no lightning. That's your great, lightning and thunder. But if it's just raining, you're shooting. So we were in downpour. I mean, they're standing in water laughing. I mean, there's just water rolling off. And the mom took a great photo where right after her daughter is shot that you can see the shot traveling through the air and you can see the rain actually like bending.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a cool photo because it's like cool. She hit that spot when, was hitting it as fast as he could. Perfect. And it's such a neat photo to see actually the rain moving out of the way and that shot, that whole just the whole pack of BBs traveling towards it. That's awesome. And it's super cool to see that because it's like you're never trying to replicate that. You'd have to, it would be darn near impossible to have to have a laboratory to do that again, to have it happen in real time. But rain likes to play. And then you know, you got to have glasses on and things. So these kids got water.
Yes, that's the crappy part out there.
And fogging up on them. And
same with snow too. That sucks too.
Whirling State's got to deal with that.
Yeah.
The gun club several times in their first couple of practice weeks for the high school team. There's several times there's snow on the ground. They shoveled pathways and the kids did great. But you're seeing bright orange targets on snow. It's like they stand out like crazy. It's not, you know, so those first couple of weeks they're all bundled up in jackets. It's like you have a huge dynamic of, you know, 20 degrees out and the first time with gloves trying to shoot and it's snowing. It's like,
speaking about weather like that for like season rain and snow, these last 2 seasons here have been the best weekends for shooting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for the season.
Weather-wise?
Straight, no rain, no snow, no baloney.
Yeah.
There are some windy days, but that don't matter though.
It's
hot.
Yeah. What would you say your ideal shooting conditions are? I mean, wind.
Sun, no wind.
You want sun, not clouds.
No clouds.
Okay.
No.
Just because then the clay is brighter or what? Okay.
Yep. I want sun, 75 degrees out.
Okay. Not 74, not 76.
75. So you don't sweat your ass off.
Yeah, sure.
And nothing. No clouds, no nothing. Just sun and great weather. That's all I need.
How much of an impact does like the background play?
Tremendous.
So like would you prefer an open field behind you or heavy tall pine trees?
Definitely open field. Definitely open field. The trees behind it can some, you know, I know some skies you can just lose clay completely, but like oh geez. Like with the Beaverbrook, they have like a black ring around their clays. Some do, some don't. Some are all orange and some have a black ring around it. That black ring just completely blends in right in with the trees in the background. And you lose that bottom half there and you only have this little top part. So you got to put that in consideration. So if you're aiming at that little orange part there, then you're already way off then. So you got to go down even more.
Yeah, a lot of kids, there's a couple different clays where they have black on the bottom or orange on the bottom. And they're a little bit different, same brands.
Yep.
But I should say once kids get to that level, they're really focusing on the very front edge of that clay. And when it comes out, and once you take that black and make that a ring, depending on the background drop, you change that dynamic and make that target smaller now.
Yep.
You know, or your lead may change a little bit. But yeah, it's different. I mean, I shoot not to the level these guys do and other people do too, but with the different backgrounds, there's a lot of, you know, some are just like fields in the background. You know, you go to some where that sky is meeting that break line on there and you can lose it. Sometimes it's trees. You get to certain clubs where they have the trap houses and the ground is actually higher where you see it's green grass. And then earlier this year was brown field because it was tilled up and then it was sky. So you just didn't have that singles. You got 3 different areas to look for, you know, look through. Yeah. And there's different types of glasses you can buy in different brands that accentuate your eye color, you know, the backgrounds and colors and dim it on there. But when you have that dynamic, that's a whole other entity. So some of these, when you're going to different places and shooting, that background changes everything. I mean, it's no different than I guess than a baseball player probably hitting it out because the yardage is different and the look is different, but it takes you a little bit to adjust. Yeah,
I mean, they had to change the batter's eye at target field. They had to take out those trees that were out in center field.
Oh yeah, I remember
playing green walls. So I believe that plays an impact. So walk me through the national tournament this year. Day one, what
day one was practice and see what's up, what's going on there.
Okay.
Like other people maybe see, they're doing pretty not that great. Maybe we shouldn't put them in the team. Like not put them in, like we have alternates, so maybe we'll throw them in there.
Sure.
Just to see what happens. So everyone just practice. Day one's just practice. Day 2 is team qualifier.
Okay.
And I think that went okay for me because I shot 99, so I don't think it was that bad.
Yep.
But we didn't qualify, so I was like, oh, whatever. We got tomorrow. We got another day to shoot. So the next day was individual, and it was like, all right, so we gotta get this down right now.
Yep.
We either shoot 100 or 99, 98 even. We'll go on to the next round for sure because I don't think it's humanly possible for 400 kids to shoot 99 or 100 to make the cutoff.
Yeah.
So we'll shoot that 99 and qualify. And then the next morning for the just like the final day of shooting, wake up, go get some breakfast downstairs, some continental waffles.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get this getting ready. Let's go.
Best of the best.
Love it.
Let's go. Let's lounge out a little bit. I don't know what flight I was on.
What's that?
What flight was I on? Maybe one of the last. So the flights are like your order of shooting. So like there's flight 1. That's the first people shooting the first squad. And it'd be like nine flights out.
Okay.
So I don't know if I was the last one or one of those, but we had a little bit of time in the morning. So just screwing around, do whatever we want, just making jokes, just basically screwing around.
Yep.
Shooting cam at first 50. All right, that's done. My other buddy Blake, he also shot an 50 too. So we're like, yes. So let's go on this together. Let's do a shoot out
together. So you
together.
both shot a 50.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah. So he let out. I had 3 kids that had individuals. So I had his teammate Blake and his teammate Lily too, and it was her first time there. And so he leads out 50, and I'm like, look good. I'm like, ice water in the veins, look good. And I can't watch everybody at once. So he does. He's off. He's good. Look at Blake, and I get the thumbs up. I know he's clean, and I think Lily shot a 48.
Okay.
Which for her is, she's been just doing phenomenal last couple of years. I mean, she's gaining ground. Like she wants it, you know. And I can just tell them like, well, that's a great score for the first half. Let's take it. So I got all 3 kids in there, and then and I'm trying to navigate this, and it's not to take their thunder at the same time, but it's like trying to give them this experience. Like, you guys are here. Like, it's easier for them to explain to them like, well, I got next year. And then him and Blake, they're both seniors. And I'm like, you guys are shooting potentially the last 50 rounds of your high school career.
Yeah.
Make it worth it. But you can't, as a coach and a parent at the same time, you're like, how do I get that across? But like not over pressure them. Like, go have fun, buddy. And it's the same time, you're like, you better hit them all. Otherwise it's like, no, you can't. Don't. I mean, you got to choose the right words, and it's like, you know, let's just fall back and just go out and do what you do.
Yeah.
You know?
So they don't separate guys and girls. It's just
they're all together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense.
But they do at the podium though. Like they'll have a women's and then men's, and then they'll combine them all together for one big picture. So
gotcha. Okay. So you and Blake both go out and shoot 50s.
We both go out and shoot 50s. Go back. And whatever. Screw around. Play on our phones. Don't even think about it. Hey, it's your time to shoot. All right, let's go again. Go out there. I shoot a 50, and then I think Blake shot 47, 48.
Okay.
So he was out, but it's still a 98 to 98. At the end of the day, it's a pretty good score.
Yeah.
But obviously, you want to get better so you can go to shoot off.
Yeah.
So after that, obviously 100 straight. We're all good. We're going to shoot off again. So that's a good feeling. I had that all day in my head was shoot that 100 straight, get the shoot off. You can make it through you can make it through the 16-yard line. That's nothing. That's just an extra box. So after that, go eat some wontons. Just chill out. Do nothing. Just slouch out. Don't even think about it at all. And then everyone starts packing together. Everyone's just like, it's all the shoot off. Here we go. Like everyone's here. They're calling off names. Go here. All right, three people go there, 5 people go there, 5 people go here. I think they have 4 people, 4 traps. So there's boom, boom, boom. All right, you're here. All right, here we go. I got stuck with the kid. Not stuck. I shouldn't say that's a bad word to say. The second
paired. You got paired.
Privileged.
I got privileged to be with that the second place kid. I can't remember his name now. Oh, geez. But I had him every single round for shooting off, and he got second with me.
Yeah.
He's a very good sport.
Matthew Huffman, I'll give him a shout out because he was
sportsmanship
was awesome.
Huffman.
Shout out to Matthew.
Yeah,
Matthew.
Great sportsmanship.
Yeah. So I got to shoot with him the whole entire time. 16, 20, 24, 27.
Why don't you lay out like kind of how the shoot off, how that works?
Yeah.
So people understand what you're calling this.
So at the 16-yard line, we shot a whole box. So just 5 at every station, just a regular another round. So you're at the 20, and then there's 2 shots per station, so you're only shooting 10 total.
Because there's 5 stations at each distance or whatever.
Yeah, there's 5. Yep. So you're shooting 2 at each one.
Yep.
You get through that, and then you go back to the 24. Same thing, 2 at each station, so it makes 10. And then go back to the 27. That's 2 at each station again. So it's about, do the math, 55, about a box and 5 extra. Shooting off.
Okay.
So then you can go through that. And so the 20-yard line, that one kid I was talking about earlier, that was 24 to 20th. Which yard was it? I had that kid.
I think it was your first box, but he got bumped out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he dropped one on it, and I just kind of saw they were rotating around on it because so people understand, you do that first round, and then they slowly try to just keep eliminating and make the game tougher.
Yep.
So if you miss it, are you done then?
Well, essentially, yes, but they don't want you to like. It's not like sudden death or like you miss and you're walking off.
You still finish.
You're done. You'll finish out your thing. But like 20-yard line, I had that one kid, and then we're on like the last station or the second to last station there. We're shooting, and he's right here. He's right next to me. Like the same year, like last year. I'm like, oh, geez, he's right here again. You know, everyone usually fist bumps on their way, like when they're rotating. He doesn't do that. He just he just does whatever the hell he wants. Okay, but
hey, I mean,
that's all right. I do that too. But we're shooting. We're in the I'm second shot. Boom, hit it. I'm looking over, just breaking my gun, keeping my eyes up, watching his clay. Loss. Like, all right, don't do any expressions.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then he's like, all right, rotate. I look back at him with just the dirtiest grin ever of my life. Like, he's done. He's out.
Walking out.
He's done. Yeah. He's done. And then we had 2 more rounds after that. So we went back to the 27 and back with Matthew again. The first shot I thought I missed. So I put my gun down. I was like, I thought it was sudden death at that point. I was like, well, we're done. But Matthew called a chip on it. I didn't even see it. I just thought I missed right away and kept on going. I think I missed on the 4th station or something like that. Just regular missing. And then
he missed one.
Yeah, no, he missed 2. He missed 2 on one station. We got done. I was like, all right, we tied again. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. And then who's the guy? Who's the coordinator there?
It's like for the Michigan Trap Shooting Association, like their president or whatnot. He's out there at that point, kind of negating. And
Yep.
Who's the USA Clay target? Who's the 2 people that run it?
I think it was Jason Kelvey and then John Nelson. Were both out there.
Is Jason Kelvey? Jason, is he the tall one or is he the older guy?
Beard.
Yeah. Okay. He comes up to me and he's like, how does it feel to be a national champion? I was like, I thought we had to shoot off another round. I was like, no, you guys are done. He called a chip on that first one. You're done. You got 9. He has 8. Your dice are done. Like, holy moly. And then people are asking questions. Matthew, me and him are talking like, hey, good job. Yeah. Just shaking hands. And then I go back and this slug here is waiting for me, arms wide open.
He fails to mention that he turned around to look at me and I didn't. There's so much going on at that point. Like I told some other people that the other dad, Blake's dad, who was standing there and just puts his hand on my shoulder and he's like, your son's the champ. And I didn't catch it because I'm trying to look over people and like, I thought he got second, but I didn't see part of the clang of, I missed something in there. So then of course I'm happy when I look over and as soon as he stepped off the field, then the other teammates are all standing behind him, all the kids we brought. Yeah. And I look back and they're all bawling. Yeah. And everybody's got sunglasses on, wiping it off. And I'm like, he got these ever. And then he comes back and then he starts crying too on it. It was just like kind of a cool little moment to like, I don't know if it's more to me that he won it, but the sad part's that it's over. Yeah. Like that he doesn't realize that as a parent, like what a way to go out. Yeah. What a cool moment.
Couldn't pick a better way
but it's
to go
like,
out, but
that's so neat. Like you left on the top of a mountain, and now you have to shut that chapter
and get it.
And open your book, that's pretty cool. But the people coming up to him, and I don't think he was ready for that. And you just see that's that point as a dad. It's like the coach and the dad. It's like, what do you do? And it's like, I just want to step back.
Yeah, let him enjoy the moment.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a video on YouTube of that, like the very end of your shoot off with Matthew, and then you guys, fist bump or whatever, and then you said, am I the national champion now?
Yeah.
The other guy says, yeah, you are. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then you go find, that's a good video.
Yeah, what's that video on? I want to see that.
I thought it was on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I just, search for Nevyn Hengel
he was holding the camera up, so he must have been interviewing. So I want to see that video.
YouTube it, Nevyn Hengel national champion or something like that.
I'm very interested to see that.
Yeah, that was a good moment though. You didn't maybe know that you were a national champion at that point, but
I thought we were tied and we had to shoot again.
Yeah. That's shout out to Matthew Huffman. Yeah. Shout out to Matthew Huffman on some incredible shooting, and certainly congrats to you too. That's crazy to me. National champion is. What's next?
college. We're gonna go shoot at college and see how that goes.
Yeah. So you're going to college in Iowa, you said.
Yep.
And you're gonna join the trap shooting team there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot everything. I'm gonna shoot everything possible they have there just to get a feel for everything.
All the disciplines.
Yep.
Do they have more than just those few that we've discussed, or what?
There's more than that. Yeah.
What else is there?
Well, yeah, super sporting.
Well, okay, hold on. What's that?
Start at the entry level.
You gotta remember, I'm like
he can explain it. He'll probably explain it a lot better.
That's fine. Long as someone does, because I'm like,
yeah, he can explain
level stuff,
like international ski and super sporting and all that stuff.
Okay,
you're doing fine. Keep going, baby.
What else do they have besides?
He's got it. So international. I'll do international ski because it's not that hard to explain.
Okay.
So you shoot doubles. It's basically ski, but you're shooting doubles.
Meaning?
But two at the same time.
Two birds, yeah.
Or you want to say true pair. It's a more logical term for that. True pair.
Okay.
That's double. And so you got the two stands, you got your two towers, you're standing on one post. Yep. I don't know if it's 5 you go through. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's like 4, but every station you sit at, though, I think you shoot 5 or it's 6. I forget. But you're shooting 6 and it's double. So, but you can't have your gun up. You have to keep it down.
Oh,
and
really?
You have to keep it down. And the clays are 80 miles an hour.
Oh,
dang, that's fast.
So they're going right next, and you have to shoot them. You have to shoot both of them. You can't like simultaneously shoot them. You have to shoot doom doom. So you say, so you're sitting there and you're saying pull. It's not gonna pull right away. There's the delay. They can, whoever's pulling it can, oh yeah, right away. So he's ready, but not. It's always a delay. There can be like a 2-second delay ish, 2 5-second delay.
And it's up to the person
whoever's throwing it. It's up to them. So you can wait like a second, or you can wait 5 seconds.
Wow.
And then you gotta shoot them both at the same time.
Wow.
Just doom doom right away, and you'll miss them. Yeah.
Yeah. What's do you know what a good what would you expect to shoot if you tried that? Like
me myself.
Do you shoot 25 still, or do you shoot 100? Or how many do you try to shoot?
That's a good question. I
haven't
shot international.
He hasn't shot it.
Never tried it. Yeah.
I've never shot. I've seen videos of it. Vince Hancock.
Was he
He's
an
the
Olympian?
Yeah. So,
okay, I watched.
So when you watch that, all you see is they get ready, and then you hear them, pull, and all of a sudden it's puff, puff. You don't even see the clays come across the screen, or when they're overseas, it's just you're scratching your head, going, "Well, I guess he hit both of them."
Yeah.
Vincent's got a 36. Okay, well, I guess he won. Like I'm trying to get the bearing on it because the speed and different things they do for these disciplines that are just above these basic ones. Like trap is the entry level simple. Then you get into skeet, and then you get into double skeet, and then you get into the 5 stand and super sporting and super sporting. So the different elements and the intensity of it. Some of those things are like he was saying, like the report pairs and the true pairs. I'm not 100% vising that just because I don't dabble in it, but like your report pairs are once you shoot, it's 2 birds. Once you shoot that first bird, then that second bird goes.
Okay, it goes.
So they're in sequence,
report,
and you learn where hold points are, where one starts and finishes. Well, then you have your true pairs. So when you hit that button, or that button's hit, both go at the same time.
Yep.
So it changes your timing dynamic and your speed of your eyes and everything else on it. So then you get into different sports of like the bunker trap and thing, where you're standing on the bunker, and there's 5 throwers underneath you that each throw birds, and the speed is faster on them. And if you look into the Olympic thing, it's a total different animal versus what we see at the gun clubs. Like I look at that, I'm like, how did they even see that?
Yeah.
Like the recognition of for that to process, pull the gun up, process that, and get the aim point, and have it all fired, and then do 2 of them. Your reaction time is insane. I mean, you're talking milliseconds that they're acquiring a target. I mean, we see military things and things happen. And even when you're standing in a tree stand of a deer, you look at that aspect of it or something, and it doesn't matter if it's archery or shotgun, like you got forever. Your patience is playing against it at that point. You're like waiting, and it's like those guys, it just ting ting done. And before you know it, it's already done. It's just their reaction time is insane. I mean, how fast they acquire that. And I think once you kind of get into it and they get into that groove, they pick it up. But can an average person get good at it? Yeah, we pick it up, but it's a lot with colors and your vision and your senses. I mean, there's a lot of elements there on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole different.
It's a whole other animal. And then somebody's like, they say they have to get, like his coach down there was telling me, and his coach down there is a former junior Olympian and has quite a bit of accolade, nationally champion. I mean, Jess is very good. And it's just the level, like even she says that you're not even talking the same. You know, it's a total different animal. And you
Kind
get
of
to
a
a different
different
because of
sport
speed. It's a different sport, different people around you, you know. So can you get there? Yes. You just have to take that path to get there and have the patience to grow, because it's a little bit beyond a hobby at that point.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It's not like the guys at the club that come out once a month or whatever. Let's just shoot around, and there's a couple guys messing around together because they're buddies, and they laugh because they get 15s and 16s. And they miss one, they're laughing about it, giving each other a hard time. You know, these people are perfection. If they don't get 200 out of a 200, you know, or more than that, they consider the day a loss. And it's like, well, did you think about the maybe the 150 you hit in a row before you missed the one? Hey, there's something to be said about having high standards.
Yeah. So. Oh, wow. That's wild. Yeah, that seems like a completely different animal, so to speak.
I would not do well at it.
No, I would not either. When do you head down there?
Next week.
It's got to be pretty soon.
Next week, Wednesday is when I move in, but we're going tomorrow, Friday, to go do orientation.
Yeah. And will you shoot this fall?
Yes.
Like with the team? Yeah. And is it a fall season and spring season, or is it just fall or just spring, or do you know?
I think it's just a fall. There's fall and then competition spring.
Yeah.
And then whatever is next. But like I move in next week, Wednesday, and we're shooting the next day already as a team. So
that's good.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot, and I think it's interesting hearing all of it because it's starting over again. Because now you have all these different disciplines, and it's not like you get to pick like in high school. Like, well, you don't have to do everything. You can do this or that. She's like, no, they shoot them all. And so he's got a couple that he's never even shot. So now he gets to learn. So I guess you kind of have some of your bread and butter that you're used to doing to fall back on, different atmosphere, different people. But now you got to relearn a couple other disciplines. You change and different coaches, and it's totally different animal.
Yeah. Do you change your gun setup for that kind of stuff, or?
He probably, and a lot of kids, they may, just because kids change it a lot at this age bracket because they're growing so much.
Yeah.
So your question earlier, I heard you say about adjusting your gun on there. So versus like just your standard field gun, when you get into the adjustable or trap guns, they have the comb where your cheek goes on there. That may move up or down, in and out. And then the butt stock itself on there and the butt pad, it will screw on and go up and down. So, excuse me, there's a lot of adjustment there. So it can kind of grow with them as they go through it. But you can change you can change a lot there too. And some of them have the rib where you're looking down. You can adjust that up and down. So there's a lot of adjustability to change your pattern, change the fitment on it. He's grown an immense amount. I mean, that gun's probably needs to get adjusted again because he's, grown a foot since he started with it on there. But yeah, that changes on there. And the good thing is about those guns is they're pretty reliable, and kids have stuck with them their whole high school career. So they're pretty familiar with it on there. And like a lot of the trap combos, they call them a combo, they'll have both barrels. So you'll see the one barrel with a higher rib on it. Yep. And then you'll have the double barrel on it, but that barrel just interchanges and goes into the receiver on there. So they're keeping the fitment on their shoulder and everything exactly the same. They're just swapping out the barrels and try to keep that as similar as possible, not
as the same.
Some people have multiple guns for things, and he did at 1.2 on it, but then we're realizing it's a total different feel for each thing. He knows how this trigger is going to feel. He knows the weight of it. You just get more familiar with it. It's just one of those little things, you do what you can do financially to make it work. Yep. You make the investment where you can. I have no disregard that, some families do what they can do. For me, it's one of those things where it's not the top of the line. But it's one of those things, if he's heavily invested in this, then I don't see it as a negative.
Yeah, but those are like a couple $1,000 shotguns, aren't they? Or
yeah, I mean, his gun back when we bought it was right around $4,500, which sounds like an immense amount versus a $400 pump gun. Yeah. But when you put it in the world of trap guns on there, that's cheap. That's cheap.
That's cheap for early.
They go start at $10,000, $30,000, $40,000. There's guns upwards of that for used guns that are out there. You get into the professionals use. I mean, it's insane. The sky's the limit. It depends on what you want. And then it gets into like the decorative part where like the scrolling on the receiver, you can make them look pretty. But as far as function goes, I mean,
I'm waiting for him to buy me a brand new Kohler.
No.
Speaking of that.
Sounds like that's going to happen soon.
Sounds like he can go win his own.
So tell me about your gun, Nevyn, that looks pretty fancy. It's got like, well, the one in the one video, it has like a long rib on the top.
Yep.
What's the purpose of that thing?
It's just a substitute for the top barrel, basically. That's basically all in your shot pattern too. You can change that to right there.
But does that impact your aim point? Like it?
No, I wouldn't say so. I just line the BBs up.
Yeah.
Line up the clay. That's
all there's doing. Pull the trigger.
But you can change it though. Like the ratios are sometimes like 60-40. You want 60% on top, and you want 40% on the bottom. So like you're shooting at a clay. If you're going up with the clay, it's going up. Yep. You want. It's like, I usually shoot. I kind of shoot kind of high usually in my clays. You can do 40 or 20, 80 down. So you have 80% of your BBs are going down, 20% are going up because you shoot high on everything. So you can change it like that. It's a little thing on the end of the barrel. So you can click, 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 and then click, click, click.
A lot of your field guns for people that are listening, so they kind of understand all the jargon, so it makes sense. A lot of your standard field guns that you just go grab, whether it's your off-the-wall gun on there that doesn't have adjustments on there, it's probably going to shoot closer to a field gun is going to shoot 50-50, meaning if you have your pattern, 50% of the BBs go up and down on there. Another standard configuration is 60-40 because you're shooting at something that's rising like a pheasant or a bird. Those are probably your two most common in there that you're going to buy off the shelf. The trap guns, depending on how your style is or how you want to change your lead on there, they're more geared toward like probably a 70-30 because that target's rising on you. So 70-30, 80-20. Some people will go as extreme as 90-10. That's a pretty odd bunch, but I'd say 70-30 and 80-20 is on the high side of it. It depends on your sport too, or 60-40, depending on how you're leading it. I mean, there's no right or wrong. It's just what works for you on there. Some people like to shoot that clay and or the target, and they want to cover it up with the barrel before they shoot it and have more of a pattern like that. Some people don't want to cover that up and stay underneath on it, like an inch, where they have all those BBs going up as you're hitting a rising target.
Yep.
Is there a right or wrong? Is it easier for some? It's kind of personal preference. I mean, usually you want to have more rising because you're shooting a rising target versus a descending target. But again, it's personal preference and what you do on there. I mean, it's what you grew up with and how you're coached on there and shells and conditions. So there's no right or wrong.
But the rib is not something like, that's going to make a real big difference on what he's shooting. It's basically the same thing. You're just getting rid of that. Your weight reduction, technically, you're going to be faster without that.
Yeah.
There's the top barrel on there. That's I don't know how many pounds that's going to be, but it's going to be a couple pounds of just bare metal, but you're replacing with that rib. And then those slots in there for the wind to get through it so you can sway more back and forth. Same with the wind thing, too. Yeah. It's not going to push you all around, keep you more still.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If I handed you the old Wingmaster 870, how do you think you'd do out of 25? Would it be fine? 25 or 25?
21.
21? Really?
Yeah.
Why? Just different gun, different.
Just different gun.
Yeah.
Everyone can shoot a gun.
Yeah.
I shoot my gun perfectly, but say someone handed me an 870. My first gun I ever shot, my first ever 25. I'm not gonna shoot 25 again with that. I haven't shot in years. I'll shoot good. I'm not gonna shoot perfect.
Yeah. I'm glad you said your first 25. Do you remember that? Was that a big deal?
Very clearly.
The first one for everybody is the goal. Yeah. And that's what everybody, like every kid in high school is just looking after that because they're looking at their scores and they all want that the first one I feel is the hardest one to get. And then you get another one, and there's that lull and it's the hardest one to get. And that's kind of I don't want to say the standard, like you're in the club, but it's hard. I've only hit one in my life.
Oh yeah.
And
we hit one together one night.
Did you?
Birthday. Yeah, that was my birthday gift. He was in the line. We both hit it at the same time. And I'm like, cool. That was the sweetest birthday gift I've ever got. And my other son just hit his finally years into it. So it took a long time. Now after that, looking back on it, kids are very proud to usually get a patch or a poker chip or something from the club.
Sure.
As a signification. Yeah. And kids wear them with pride, and you see them at the clubs and the state shoots and they all got them sewn on, That was a big deal for him. I want my patches. And then his first vest, and I'm like, his first vest that he wore at the time, he wanted it ironed on there. And okay, we can do this for you and whatnot. And then as it got down, it was just another one. You kind of start losing that as you're chasing the bigger prizes.
Yeah.
But every kid's a little bit different. Some are happy with that. Some don't shoot as much, and then it was the 25s he didn't care about. And then he wanted 50s. And then it was 75s. And it was finally the 100.
Hundreds, yeah.
And the fun fact about him with this 100 is kind of the benchmark. I don't know, man. Somebody can correct me, but I feel the 100 in shooting is close to the equivalent of a 300 in bowling.
Okay.
It's a perfect game. I guess pretty
perfect.
close
It's a
similarity.
perfect game.
Pretty similarity.
Yep.
But I didn't get to see his first one, and he went out on his own. Was it last year or the year before? It was last year, I think, was your first
100.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last spring was the first time he got 100. He couldn't get it. He couldn't get it. He couldn't get 75 either. That was like a weird thing. Like he'd shoot 100, he'd shoot 50 straight. I'm like, all right, let him be. And then he'd go out and shoot like a 23, and then he'd finish with a 25 and get a 90.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get that over that little hump. And
Such a small difference.
And he went down to, it's such a small difference. And he went down to Owatonna on his own and went down there. And the next thing I know, I get a picture and I see him holding this little badge. I'm like, you little turd. I'm like, of all the hours I've spent tracking you around, I didn't get to see it. And now you're holding it. And I'm like, I want to see the first one. And I'm like, and then as time goes on, you look at him and it's like, oh, there's another one. There's no one. Not the saying that it jades you.
Yeah.
But that first one's cool to see. And once you get over that hump, then it's off to the races. But it's like you still want to see that.
Yeah.
You want to see poetry in motion the first time for any kid, even the other kids when they get their first one. Just the way the high school kids turn around in the line, and they light up. I mean, it's just like
my first 25.
Now I know you can do it. I want no excuses out of you.
My first 25 was the GPL, and that's when I was. Little pudgy guy. I had long hair, but it wasn't curled at all. It had like a mullet going on, but it wasn't permed or anything. So it's just kind of straight down. The deal is when I hit my first 25, I can get it permed. I can get it permed finally.
That's awesome.
So I'm shooting out with some other old guys. It's probably like 8 o'clock, getting late. Like he said, oh, this is the last round, then we're done. All right, so keep on going. Shot 5. Look back. Next one, shot 5, look back. Shot 5, look back. And the last one, shot 5. I look back at him. It was a 25. He's like, well, you gotta tell your mother now. You gotta get it permed. So there's probably a picture. All smiley faced me with the 25 patch, and then, like you said, keep on going down the road. Those 25s, you're get those behind my shoulder.
Yeah, a dime a dozen for you now.
Like last year, my first 100 straight. You don't even know the full story. I went to Buffalo. It was a wrong club. It's about like an hour or hour 30 difference right there.
Buffalo, Minnesota?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah.
And then I went to the wrong club. Like, hey, I'm coming. I'm gonna shoot too. Can you hold off for me? Yeah. I think there's time. There's still a bunch more people have to go. Perfect. Go all the way down there to Owatonna. Blake was there, and it was a 200 event or something. So you got a bunch of traps there, so you're shooting 8. There's 8 traps, 25. You just keep on rotating down. First 25, okay, yeah, here we go. We're gonna start it up again. Keep on going, 75 straight. Oh, perfect, hit that. Never hit that before. Keep on going. So I hit 125 straight, and then I missed one. I think I ended up with like a 198 or something at 200. Jeez. And then I go back. Hey, do you guys have 100 patches? Oh yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah. Is this your first 100? I'm like, yeah. They're like, perfect. So they come out like a little belt buckle thing that says 100 straight Owatonna Gun Club on it.
That's cool.
So I got that, and then one of their like custom badges, we're gonna call it. I'm just sitting there shaking the owner's hand too. That was the first ever 100 and first ever 75. So a pretty big deal.
Got
for
them
me.
both on the same day.
Same day.
Round, yeah.
I deserved the 75 and 100 in the same day. There's been plenty of 99s and 98s to back that up.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Plenty.
I was watching one video. When I was researching for this, now my Facebook feed is just full of traps and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all
Down the rabbit hole.
You know how that works. Yeah. Well, there was one, must be a club regional thing or something where you shoot your first 25, you got to shoot your hat.
Yep.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's a thing.
Did you do that? Or do you not?
I never got that though.
He never got that. It was kind of, I don't think we knew at that point because the club we shot a lot, but we didn't go travel at that point when he was young until we kind of started figuring it out and finding the groups you run with. And we went to nationals that first year, and they do like a couple days of practice before they have the big events, and then they do like an Annie Oakley, which is like a fun tournament. And then they do like a hat shoot and ice cream social and things. So then they said to the kids, they're like, well, we're going to do the hat shoot. And we're like, what's the hat shoot? That? And then we kind of stand back a little bit. We're watching all these kids are going out to the field. They're past the traps. And we're like, this is odd. And they got a line. I mean, there's probably 300-400 kids long. It was a lot of kids. And we're like, what has everybody got guns out for? And we're like, they're spacing them out and they're shooting that way. And we're like, we didn't hear everybody at once, And they're like, oh, and then he announces, if you got a 25 this year, we're doing the annual hat salute thing. So they take your hat off and they would curl it up over a water bottle and put a couple of those big like rubber bands over it. Okay. And then they chuck it in the air and then tell like 5 kids to shoot. Well, mostly it was your teammates. Okay. So they're taking them and throwing them in the air. And what they were trying to do is they were shooting them beyond the trap range. So one kid would shoot it. The next kid would shoot it. They try to kick it out in the field, but they're just disintegrating the hat at the same time. So we thought it was fun and cool. So then, some of the kids took their hat and did it out there. And then we kind of figured out the hat shoot. And there's a couple pictures that, you'll see here and there, kids have it. And when he went to visit the college last week, one of his coaches, it's on his desk. There's a hat there. It's all got the BBs through it and everything. And tore the brim off of some kids I've had to, and then sew the brim back on for them. They just put it on their shelf. It's like, it's the first one. It kind of reminds them, but I've kept all of his, I got totes of awards and things, and they don't, when they get to a certain point, I think all kids, you save it for your next thing, but it's like, I'm going to make something cool for him out of it because I want to make a patch quilt blanket or something, because physically to him, he's like, his hands be another one. I'm like, I'm going to make this something cool. You're not going to know what it is, but you're going to look back and then maybe it'll hit you and go, whoa, I did start here and I did come here. And, that's my lineage. That's my path that I took. And maybe it sinks in that you did put a lot of effort in. If you want to do something in life, sometimes you got to put the effort in it. You're born with that natural talent, or you got to put the time in. Either way, you got to make it work, unless you're just.
A lot of times it takes both. Yeah.
It takes both. Yep. And it's a split between the both. Not everybody's just born into money and can just learn how to be perfect at everything every day. Things would be different.
Yeah. So you shoot trap a bit too, or no? Yeah.
Not a lot, but I do. Yeah.
But just because you enjoy it.
Just for fun. Yeah. I go out there and shoot a little bit because I help run the club out there, and be involved when I can as far as the shooting go. And it's hard to be a parent. I mean, you're allocating those things for your kids, you know? So I do it with my other son once in a while, just to have fun with it. I go out to have fun. I don't go out to break records. I got my 25. I'm happy. As little as that accomplishment may be, I got it with him. If I can get one more with my other son, I'm cool. Yeah. And that's good for me. But I like to have fun. At this point in my life with coaching multiple sports, I have more fun watching the kids have success.
Right.
I mean, that's better to watch. I just think it's more satisfying.
It's rewarding.
It's very rewarding, especially when you can watch them struggle. Because I know I didn't have that, and the dynamic of coaches in sports have changed. When you're young and you have a lot of ability and you just don't get it, now you can kind of see it. It's like, I wish someone would have told me that a little bit different. Maybe your path would have been different. Yeah. It doesn't always be the most complicated thing, but it's just little things. It's like, I'm just going to pass it down. I get more fun watching everybody have success. I'm good with the high five or the hug at the end. That works for me.
Yeah. Dave, you got any other trap shooting questions, or should we move on?
Yeah, let's hear them. Every single one you have.
I think you guys, I've learned a lot because I think we covered all the questions that I had.
Yeah. Do you shoot trap at all?
I have a little bit, but not nothing. Just here and there.
Yeah. Sounds like they're gonna have to come down and take you on around when you're in town next time, or come down to the club.
Let's go.
No, and I think I could be from me to Dave away from every clay, and you'd still win. I remember when we were kids, like chucking the random clay pigeon that we'd find. We had a single shot break action 20 gauge. Yeah. No idea what kind of shells we were shooting.
Yeah,
I think we do that just a little bit.
My senior year of high school, that was the first year that DC did, but it actually wasn't through the school. But that was like when Ellis first did that was like the first league was my senior year, so that was 20.
Of trap?
Yeah, but it wasn't to like where it is now with the state tournament and all that.
But it was somehow affiliated.
But we actually shot in a league.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't realize it started that long ago.
Yeah, so DC. It's been kind of. But I mean, I was shooting probably 17s. I think I shot a 22 once. I was happy, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing like what you
I'm
do.
happy with that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, his funny when he was just starting too. We're trying to see if it ever translated into hunting, because he kind of had that itch, and then it got brought up. He was like, "Well, I want to do pheasant hunting." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And we had friends of the area that did guide services out in Dakota, and we're like, "Well, we can hook it up through that." I'm like, "That'd be the perfect thing to go give a try out there." So he may not remember, but we took out him and his brother and.
Oh, I remember this.
Went out there, went on a trip, and his grandpa went out there and got the whole experience on it. And we're out there walking through the fields, and he had never hunted pheasants before. So we're getting kind of get a feel how it works, and they're calling things out, and dogs chase up this bird or whatever, and he's ready. He's ready right away. I think he was first year, you know, it was very young with the gun or whatever, and he just peppers this thing like it's not even 10 feet away, and it's just poof.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, looks back, he's like, "Can you give him a chance to get out a little bit? You left nothing left." And he's like, "Okay, sorry." Yeah. And then later on in the day, there were dogs running around and came back and chased one up. That was that thing had to be 100 yards away. And I'm not even exact. It was a ways away, way out of range. And we're hoping he'd come back in so he could take a shot at it. And Meatball at the time just pulls up and hits this thing, and it just spirals down. And the guy looks back. He's like, "I've never seen anybody shoot a pheasant
way up in the sky."
Yeah, it was a good 100 yards away. It was a ways away, like a long bird competition.
Yeah.
And he looks back and he goes, "I've never seen anybody hit a pheasant that close
and then that far.
decimated and that far away in one weekend." And he goes, "That's cool." You know, and I'm looking at it, and you know, it's like, how would I ever replicate that again? It's worth the experience, you know. Just little snippets to throw at him. I thought was pretty funny that you had the closest one and the farther away one, and look where you're at today, you know.
Cool.
Does trap shooting translate pretty well to bird hunting? It seems like it would, but
I say but I think skeet does a lot more for bird hunting.
I can see that. Yeah, because it's more. Yeah.
I like shooting ducks and geese. Like skeet is like the exact same. Yeah, I do shoot ducks sometimes. Yeah, I shoot a lot of doves. I like doves. Yeah, that's my thing. I know they're kind of easy, but
are they really?
Sometimes they're hard.
Yeah. I mean, I've that's another thing I've like watched videos and stuff on because it just seems kind of interesting.
And you can't call them in either. What are you gonna do?
Right.
That was pretty good. Actually. They're not gonna come in. You gotta put little decoys on. You just sit there and sit
there and wait for them to come in. Yeah.
They'll come in. They'll circle around and they'll come down. They'll eat it, and then boom, you gotta shoot them right there. They'll be way gone.
Isn't that what they do in like South America? Is the dove hunting?
Yeah, it's really big down there.
Monstrous down there. Yeah.
People go on like guided trips down there. Yeah. It's so big. And there's so many of them.
So many of them.
Yeah.
I know they were showing a video. We were looking at one of I think it was a Weatherby, and that's where they were testing their gun down there in South America.
Okay. Oh, sure.
And they were like a new gun. Like, well, if we bring it down to South America and put it through with no failures, and they were just throwing rounds down. And I think they had a clicker, and they were going through and clicking the rounds. And I think they had like between that, how many people they were passing around. It was 10,000 rounds. There's a YouTube video on it. Like 10,000 rounds and no failure. I'm like, that's pretty good. I would say for a major failure. You know, he didn't say how many times he cleaned it in between or lubed it up, but any gun, that's a good amount in today's world, you know, with what you're dealing with. So I'm like, but there's a lot, that's a lot of birds, you know, and they're just showing the background. It's just nothing but birds flying.
Clouds of doves. Wow. Yeah.
That's a
Can't
lot.
even imagine it. Yeah. What else you guys got? Anything else you want to talk about?
What do you want to hear?
Well, I mean, what else do you like to do? You know, you could talk about that, or if there's anything we missed on the trap shooting side, or not that we've gone for an hour 51 already. Not that we're under a time rush or anything, but
it's your time, man.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to the most next? Like all the different competitions.
Yeah, that's a good question.
For next competitions, definitely
what do you got your eye on?
College nationals in San Antonio. That's
for trap, or is it?
For trap. That's definitely the next thing I'm looking forward to. Otherwise, by myself, like personally,
sure,
ice fishing.
Oh yeah, you're an ice fishing guy.
That's the next thing. But last year's luck was pretty bad. So, not fishing. Fish was good. No, fishing was good. Just
tell the story.
Just the equipment and stuff that goes into the hole. That's not supposed to go into the hole.
When you were ice fishing?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
Tell them
I've been
Nevyn.
begging. I was begging for a new phone for like, I don't know, a year. I had like an iPhone 11. It's like, just give me a new phone. Let's go. I'm due for an upgrade.
Since
Let's
like
go.
2 years old, Dad.
This is getting old here. Let's go. Finally got an iPhone 17. Like, yes, there we go. Finally, get out there, digging the hole up, auger it, scooping out all the snow and stuff. Just make a nice little area. Bend down. I got some Eskimo bibs and I got a phone thing. I got a phone thing right here. It's clipped down too. And I'm bending over and picking up and bloop. Just
Right down the hole.
perfectly vertical. Where it just went right down. And then I didn't stop looking for it. I think I looked for like 6 hours, 7 hours for that damn phone. We cut big, like just big chunks. We had a camera down there looking for the thing. Nowhere to be seen. Just mystery. Really? Yeah. I think I still got the pin marked on it where it fell into.
Yeah, I was so mad.
I
get a weird number calling me, and like, what is this number? And I call it. He's like, hey, and I heard the voice, and I'm like, I don't know who it is. He's like, hey, it's so and so with Nevyn. Okay, where's Nevyn? First thing as a parent, your mind's going the other way. Why is this a weird number calling me? Well, he's right here, and hands it to him. I'm like, what happened? First thing you're hearing the kids is what happened on the ice. I'm not thinking about the phone. I'm like, sink a truck through or something.
Yeah, right.
He's like, drove my phone down the hole. I'm like, okay. And it's the bib's fault, And so it's like, well, what do you want to do? So we called so-and-so. Anyway, I called one of his friends, swung by, and we got the aqua view. And I'm like, well, maybe it's only in like 10 feet of water.
12 feet, yeah.
It's not very deep. I'm like, well, maybe you can get lucky and see it, or I'll call it soon enough and see if I can get it to light up for a second, because we've had that in the past up north. And I'm like, we're on a limited time frame with that thing before it freezes or it gets waterlogged or whatnot. So we did that, and then did the aqua view for a while and and the bottom gets so mucky in the winter time. So you're just like, if you're really grasping at straws, and he was out there I made him search for several hours. So he finally called it off. I'm like, all right, you at least put the effort in. You win the award for the day, but it's like,
I had a pretty sick iPad after that.
Nice. Hold the iPad.
Calling people.
So that was actually the demise of my first cell phone.
Ice fishing?
No,
Same thing?
Out on Brooks Lake.
Oh, yeah. Brooks Lake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nokia, I think. If I remember right.
Still probably works.
So you get that thing on, I bet it still works.
Yep.
Yeah, mine. Yeah.
Well, you might have if you go get that and put that on eBay, you got retirement sitting right there.
Money.
It was an old one.
Yeah. Funny.
That was back in probably 2004, probably. Or something.
Yeah, that's a relic.
Yeah, it's
a cool relic. Speaking on the fishing thing, we're talking about high school. How cool is it to have these high school fishing leagues?
Yeah.
That is the neatest
cool
thing.
Too.
Like, you look back, you're like, I just want to be young again.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do
They
that.
got some
like,
opportunities.
I can fish and I could do trap, or I could do these other sports. I'm like, how neat is that? Or
awesome.
archery and stuff.
Cool.
Like, cool. Like, things are ever. I'm like, that's just the neatest thing. Just another outlet for kids, to do something.
It.
They're busy. They can't be in trouble. But how neat is that?
Yeah.
Just
gets them outside and off of screens, and fishing is sweet. So
that's what I saw. He was looking at part of these colleges, and not just that one, other ones, they have all the activity lists, and they have like ice fishing groups and things. And I'm like, how neat is that for like these kids that are going on to that next phase that try to find that are away from home? Not necessarily it's a couple hours away. Maybe they're across the country.
Not that far,
but how neat is that? Like they got some outdoor
awesome.
things in there. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's neat. Just to see the list of things on there and appeal to a wide variety. Pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that fishing is growing pretty good too.
It is. Yeah, it
is
growing
mistaken,
fast. Yeah,
which is really cool. I don't know how you must have to provide your own boat or what.
Yeah, that's the only thing. You have to have your own boat or captain.
Boat captain, or it's one to take you around. Yeah,
I seen a couple of pictures though from my old area where I grew up from, and I'm like, they got the whole shirt on, like it looks like a jersey with sponsors. I'm like, you looked like a pro bass guy,
For sure.
They got some friend's boat with a big motor, and they're calling the start, and they're flying out. I'm like, that's just neat. I mean,
it is cool.
That is really neat.
Yeah,
it's really a neat thing to be able to even have that as an option.
Yeah,
maybe it goes nowhere, but still, you got to experience it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah,
cool.
agreed. Well, we are sponsored by Stormfront Leather. Dave, can you grab me that wallet and that hat? our brand new sponsor. Nevyn, we want to send this wallet home with you if you want it.
I need a new wallet.
Yep, there you go. It's a credit card style. Andy, you took your hat guy. You want to take a hat home?
I'll take a hat home. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'll get it from him later. Trust me.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, thanks to Stormfront Leather for sponsoring our podcast. Yeah, what else? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap this show up? Or appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This was a good conversation. Like Dave said, I learned a lot. Researching for it, but also just talking to you guys. It shows me how little I know about trap shooting.
I know with Oscar, I'm going to tell him to pattern that gun. Make sure it, see what that choke's doing, see what it's doing,
Yeah, it's a huge thing. It's such a minor thing that gets overlooked. Is a 30-second story. He struggled this year because he adjusted it because he got, as you change size, and he's just like, I can't figure it out. I'm on it, and we patterned it. And I just made it very simple, a little circle, and went out and did it. And we pulled back and looked at it, and all the BBs were low.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no wonder why I'm not hitting nothing, because everything, then we took that same configuration and just took it out and shot, and he just moved his point, break. He's like, all right, now let's adjust the gun. But just that little thing, or switching, if I tell guys who deer hunt, who use slugs, that you switch brands, you got it all dialed into AccuTips. Yeah. And that's your Savage 220s dialed into that on there. And then you got to switch to Hornadies and you can't hit nothing. Total different enemy. You got to figure it out what works for it. But yeah, spend that extra little time. Yeah. And
probably make a huge difference.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks a bunch for coming on, guys.
Thank you,
we
guys.
appreciate it. Good luck at college and shooting there. Hope it all goes well, and we'll look for you at the.
Very excited to go there.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll do well.
The big boys.
I'm sure you do well.
When the next headline reads, Hengel wins national championship in college, then we'll have you back on and talk about that too.
Oh, perfect.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Grew up in the sticks, learned to hunt and fish. I fell in love with it along about 5 or 6. My old man taught me to shoot a gun, and Daddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors. I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where